2. 16%. Chapter 81 6 gunboats. I have the advantage. On the radar. The 6 gunboats suddenly turned in unison. Then turned around in a V-shaped formation and outflanked him. Qin Tian went directly to meet him without the slightest fear. And in the live broadcast room. See those 6 gunship icons on the radar screen. Many people immediately became excited. Come on, there are actually 6 gunboats. Could it be that these are the so-called alien pirates by the will of the planet? Absolutely. The icons of the 6 gunboats are bigger than the other. Obviously there are also large gunboats inside, and now the god chosen in the novice sea area, who else can upgrade the raft into a gunboat besides Qin Shen? Ha ha ha, 6 gunboats, depending on the size, they are 1 big, 1 middle, and 4 small. Sit and watch how this Yanlong man is beaten to death by the opponent. That's right, the 6 gunboats and 12 naval guns are more lethal than his 2 naval guns. I originally thought that this Yanlong man took advantage of the 273 when he received the only task of the novice sea territory, but now it seems that this is not an advantage, it is clearly a proposition. 1v6, ha ha ha, it's really amazing. In the control room of the large gunboat, Qin Tian fixed his eyes on the distance between the 2 sides on the radar. When the distance reaches 4,000 meters, he immediately activated the fire control system to mark the 6 enemy gunboats. The enhanced radar locks on the target in an instant. To locate, the fire control system is then positioned according to these. Manipulating the 2 dual 37mm naval guns on the deck began to automatically adjust the angle. Boom boom boom. Instantly, 4 flames flickered at the same time. The deafening cannons began to roar one after another. In the studio, many men couldn't help but feel their blood boil when they watched this scene. Giant ship cannon, men's favorite. This kind of roar full of gunpowder is what they like to watch the most. That kind of crossbow arrow sea battle is completely like a child's playhouse. Boom boom boom. And soon, the opposite hit also came. Through the front window glass, Qin Tian could see that 2 shells hit the sea 4 or 5 meters away from his gunboat. 2 huge water jets splashed. Certainly, the opponent had 6 gunboats, 12 naval guns, and 24 shells. There is always a blind cat and a dead mouse. 2 of them hit the deck. 2 groups of dazzling flames burst out. It's just that there is no big pit as imagined. There are only 2 small potholes of 3 or 4 centimeters. This is also one of the protection rules of World of Warships. As long as the blood volume of the battleship does not fall below the dangerous line of 10%. In the battle, you are not afraid of being hit by the enemy with 2 kinds of sure kill damage, sinking and dying. Like his gunboat now has 9,000 health. So as long as the blood volume is not less than 900, he can fight casually against the enemy's bullets. And Qin Tian opened the attribute panel and took a look. The opponent's 2 shells only destroyed 62 points of HP of his ship. It can be guessed from this point. The naval guns on the enemy's gunboats are unqualified naval guns unlocked by normal advancement. Generally more than 40 damage. And then weakened by his gunboat's defense. It can only deal more than 60 damage. Now Qin Tian has more confidence in his heart. Don't say that your naval guns are of green quality. The 3 enhanced radar, fire control, and fish systems alone are faster and more accurate than their counterparts. So with this advantage, I am still afraid of a hammer. The advantage is mine. Boom boom boom. The roar of the 2 naval guns on the deck continued. Qin Tian closely observed the icons on the radar. Finally, after more than 20 shots, suddenly, a cloud of fire burst into the sky in the distant sea. Then the enemy's medium-sized gunboat suddenly disappeared from the radar. Needless to say, this is after the blood volume is less than 10%. He was killed by a shell. In the studio, the alien devil, who was still mocking just now, was stunned when he saw the icon of the medium-sized gunboat disappearing from the radar. What fuck? What's the situation? The opponent's medium-sized gunboat was killed just like that. I kept counting. The 2 naval guns of Qin Tian fired almost 23 times. If the double 37mm naval guns equipped with a normal white board have more than 40 damage, even if all 23 guns hit all of them, they will not be able to hit 5,000 HP quantity. However, if it is replaced with a green quality of more than 60 damage, these 23 cannons can deal more than 6,000 damage. Throw away some of the shells that hit empty and hit other ships, and blast a medium-sized ship with 5,000 HP gunboats are more than adequate. Fake. Why is this Yanlong man so strong? Is it possible that he will succeed again this time? The only quest reward in the Novice Sea territory, I can't even imagine what quality good things will come out of it. It can only be said that these NPCs are really too weak. The 6 gunboats fought for a long time, but not many shells fell on Qin Tian's ship. But no matter how unwilling they are, how much they curse, Qin Tian's advantage is getting bigger and bigger. When the distance between the two sides was more than 1,000 meters, the enemy sank another small gunboat. At 500 meters, another small gunboat icon disappeared. Seeing that the distance between the two sides has almost overlapped, Qin Tian rushed out of the control room immediately. Run to the stern to unlock the thruster's fixed direction button. With a turn, the gunboat turned sideways. A few meters away on the sea, a shell fell. The huge jet of water that soared into the sky splashed the seawater all over his body. It's just that he turned the hull sideways. The fire control system detected the best timing for torpedo launch. Just here 3, swish swish. When the third round was unlocked, the torpedo that came with it rushed into the sea. 3 white waves were drawn and disappeared on the dark sea. Then a few seconds passed. Suddenly there was a loud noise a few hundred meters away. A gunboat that was not much smaller than his battleship was suddenly lifted up by 3 waves of air amidst the flames. Then in midair, it seemed that it couldn't bear the weight of the two sides, and it was directly disconnected from the middle. Gradually began to sink in a fire. The only large gunboat on the other side was sent to receive a box lunch by his 3 torpedoes. At this time, all the large and medium-sized gunboats of the opponent sank. The remaining 2 small gunboats were not handled casually. Sure enough, under Qin Tian's gaze, not a minute, the 2 small gunboats that were still fighting in the corner also exploded into 2 balls of fire one after another and collapsed on the sea. In the studio, countless foreign devils who had witnessed this naval battle were scolded in anger when they saw the result. It's a shame they had such high expectations. Thinking about how strong the alien pirates can make the planets will helpless. Fantasizing about confronting Qin Tian and then hanging him, the latter knelt on the ground and called his father. But that's it. In the case of 6v1, he was completely blown up without even making it through 10 minutes. Are you sure you're not kidding them? And Qin Tian saw the danger eliminated. The green arrow of the guiding sign is still pointing the direction ahead. He turns the thrusters. Control the gunboat to go in the direction indicated by the arrow. After sailing for about 5 or 6 nautical miles, immediately he saw a small island. At this moment, the shore of the island is full of lizardmen holding torches and holding short knives and long guns. 16%. Chapter 82 Era Civilization, The Truth of the World. Lizard Man. Qin Tian stood at the stern and looked at those who were more than 2 meters tall. Under the countless torches, the scales of the whole body shone with cold light. I just felt several question marks slowly popping up in my mind. How could there be such a strange species in World of Warships that is completely unrelated to humans? These lizard men don't look like Blue Star's creatures, do they? Damn inferior creature. How dare you sink the ship we finally built? Just wait, the starship from our home planet will come here to avenge us sooner or later, and then this magical world will definitely fall into the hands of us Zura people. Although the other party said something like, cracking Kamahala, I couldn't understand the language of the gods. But it could be the will of the planet. Qin Tian just happened to be able to fully understand what they were expressing in his heart. It is nothing more than their companions will come back again. Sooner or later, you humans will have to finish the game or something like that. Qin Tian was quite curious about this. But after watching them talk for a long time, they just don't talk about the cause and effect. After turning over and over again, it was all these few threatening words. Qin Tian was also annoyed. What the hell, the defeated general dares to be so arrogant. Not to mention pulling down, what the hell. He immediately walked to the seat of the dual 37mm naval gun at the rear and sat down. Then he grabbed the joystick with both hands and aimed at the lizardmen on the coast. Use the S-level talent must hit boom 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 to shoot. Under the influence of his must hit talent, every 3 seconds, there must be 3 consecutive shells exploding in the dense crowd of lizards. Instantly, remnants of limbs were shot in all directions, and flesh and blood flew everywhere. Hundreds of lizardmen ran wildly towards the strangely shaped stone buildings in the center of the island. Qin Tian didn't show any mercy. Control naval guns to bomb from the coast to the center of the island. Don't look at the strange shapes of those stone buildings. But the firmness is really good. On average, 3 or 4 shells can knock down a building. Especially the sword-shaped stone tower in the center. There is a faint light similar to a signal light on the top that flickers and goes off. Qin Tian focused on that building. It took more than 20 consecutive bombing rounds before it collapsed. And with the collapse of the sword-shaped stone tower, suddenly, the entire island vibrated violently. Then under Qin Tian's bewildered gaze, the island in front of him, at least tens of thousands of square meters, suddenly fell apart like this. It sank to the bottom of the sea amidst howling ghosts and howling wolves. Qin Tian on the battleship couldn't help but frown watching this scene. What's the situation? Are you hitting the foundation of this island? Otherwise, it would suddenly collapse inexplicably. Excellent captain of the Yanlong Empire, congratulations on successfully completing the only mission in the Novice Sea area, destroying the pirates of other races. The rewards have been issued, please pay attention to salvage. At this time, the magnificent voice of the will of the planet suddenly sounded. Suddenly attracted Qin Tian's attention. He got up from the gun seat and walked over to the side of the boat. Look out to sea. Sure enough, I saw it thousands of meters away. In the center where the island originally existed, a treasure chest exuding bright golden light is quietly floating on the sea. Golden treasure chest. Seeing this, Qin Tian's face was immediately filled with surprise. The last golden treasure chest gave him good things like refrigerators, ecological cabins, time pots, red soil, and fruit tree seeds. Shouldn't the golden treasure chest be the only weapons and equipment that will explode this time? Thinking of this, Qin Kai immediately steered the ship towards the treasure chest. And in the live broadcast room, seeing those ugly lizardmen shocked all the viewers inexplicably. Now seeing that Qin Tian didn't speculate, he slaughtered the entire alien race. The will of the planet also dropped a golden treasure chest for him. Everyone in the studio immediately exploded. Compliments and curses abound. The praise was naturally the people of Yanlong Empire cheering. And the yelling and cursing were naturally those dissatisfied foreign devils. Qin Tian drove the battleship to the golden treasure chest. After running to the warehouse below the deck, Curry took out the fishing net and salvaged the golden treasure chest. He immediately raised his head and shouted into the dark sky. Planet consciousness, what is going on with these lizard people? Why do these alien races appear in the new sea area? What is the matter with the starship and revenge that the other party said? After Qin Tian finished asking, he raised his head and waited quietly. After waiting for a long time, there was no movement. I thought that the will of the planet would not talk to him anymore. Who knew that the majestic voice of the other party suddenly sounded? The rare people are one of the 3 cosmic civilizations that raided the Blue Star at the end of the last era. These alien pirates are the cannon fodder left behind when they were defeated and fled. Last epic, assault on Blue Star. 3 cosmic civilizations. Qin Tian grasped the point of this sentence in an instant. I couldn't help asking curiously, was it as humans who dominated Blue Star's last era? What about their people now? Listen to the meaning of the will of the planet. It can defeat the 3 cosmic civilizations that came to raid. It stands to reason that the humans of the last era should be very good. But why is it that after the current Blue Star is invaded by alien civilizations, there are no powerful humans standing up to protect it? They were all killed in battle. Even if they didn't die, there are not many left. They should all be chased into the depths of the starry sky. Hear this explanation. Don't say Qin Tian. Even everyone in the studio was stunned by 693. Then listen to the will of the planet to continue. The world of warships you are in now is actually the place where humans lived in the last era. It's a pity that a war of annihilation at that time destroyed the whole world. The land was sunk, and life was destroyed. As for the world you lived in before, it was an inner world that I recreated after I regained my consciousness, and you are some kindling seeds that I exhausted the stars to move there. It's just that the inner world has also been discovered now, so I have to open the passages of these 2 worlds in advance so that you can get in touch with evolution. Not waiting for Qin Tian to recover from this shocking big melon. It was once again instilled with a blockbuster by the will of the planet. God chosen of the Yanlong Empire, you have a very special mystery that prevents my laws from spying and interfering. I hope you can speed up your evolution. The ships that your civilization now has are the beginning of evolution. I hope when the main fleet of the Zarians comes, you can have the strength to resist them. Otherwise, Blue Star really has no hope. The will of the planet is finished. This time, there was no sound at all. Apparently has left. And Qin Tian stood motionless on the deck. My heart can't be calm for a long time. So, is this the truth of this world? 16%. Chapter 83 Strengthen the dual 57 megameters orange naval guns. Why Blue Star was invaded by alien civilization. The will of the planet can immediately open up an evolutionary world for human evolution and growth. Why can tens of thousands of tons of water be drunk by one place every day in Blue Star's ocean, but scientists have never been able to find out where the water went? Now Qin Tian felt that he might know the answer. The place that swallows the sea may not be the entrance. But there must be some inexplicable medium with this world of warships. But these thoughts passed through his mind twice. He shook his head and shook his head away. What are you thinking about now? The meaning of the will of the planet is very clear. The reason why I told him so much. Simply because there's a kind of mystery about him. The world laws of the planets will cannot be peeped and changed. That's why he mentioned this secret to him. And his most important task now is to quickly upgrade and evolve. Think about it too. Temo's star warships are all out. Human aircraft carrier is still a hammer. Even the aircraft carrier has stretched his hips, let alone his current little gunboat. Or honestly open the treasure chest and continue to survive. I don't know if the guy from the lighthouse in the previous life got this information. But I guess not. Otherwise, it would be impossible to hide such a big matter. After all, so many people watching the live broadcast outside heard it. Forget it. Forget about it. Open the treasure chest. Qin Tian took a deep breath. After gently touching the treasure box with his hand. Grab the top cover and lift it off. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining the orange quality dual 57mm naval gun X1. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining the orange quality universal autoloader ×1. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining the ZH2500 gas turbine ×4. After seeing these three items burst out of the golden treasure chest, Qin Tian couldn't help clenching his fist immediately. Cool. Orange gun. Orange autoloader. There are also 4 ZH2500 power plants. This is what he needs the most right now. Unexpectedly, a quest for novice Haiyu was directly collected for him. Qin Tian looked at the orange dual 57mm naval guns on the ground whose barrels were twice larger than the dual 37mm naval guns. I couldn't help but took 2 steps forward, and gently stroked the gun barrel fondly. Immediately, he used divine detective technique to check. Item. Dual 57mm naval guns, high and flat. Quality. Orange. IX. 108. Effective range. 10,000 meters. Effective shooting height. 8,000 meters. Durability. 3,000. Effective rate of fire. 75 rounds per minute. Requirement. Every 200 units of high-quality metal pieces consumed can be launched for 1 minute. Normal enhancement. Low-quality plastic 1000, low-quality metal sheet 1000, low-quality nail 1000, strengthening can increase attack by 10. High-quality goods enhancement. Ordinary plastic 2000, ordinary metal sheet 2000, ordinary nail 2000, strengthening can increase attack power by 30. Advanced. Excellent plastic 2000, excellent metal sheet 2000, excellent nail 2000, strengthening can increase 80 attack. Hiss. When you see this properties panel, Qin Tian did not have any hesitation. Directly select Advanced Enhancement. Add 80 attack to the base attack power of 108. What is that concept? It is equivalent to his 57mm small caliber naval gun suddenly possessing the strength of a 100mm or even 130mm medium caliber naval gun. Although the ammunition is a bit expensive, but it is the top gun for one shot. Advanced Enhanced Dual 57mm naval guns, high-level dual purpose requires 2,000 fine plastics, 2,000 fine metal sheets, 2,000 fine nails. Do you want to strengthen them? 1. Yes. Qin Tian immediately nodded for confirmation. Then a golden light flashed across the dual 57mm naval guns. Seeing this, Qin Tian immediately opened the property panel of the dual 57mm naval guns again to check. After discovering that the line of attack really changed to a damage value of 188. The curvature of the corner of his mouth immediately turned up uncontrollably. This attack power, even if the battleship is upgraded to a destroyer, it can continue to be used. With joy in his heart, he chose to move the naval gun on the ground. He moved back and forth on several places on the deck at the bow of the ship. Finally found a green area where the installation can be done. Without further ado, install it immediately. With the installation of dual 57mm naval guns, he installed the orange quality autoloader in the cabin below the dual 57mm naval guns. Orange quality universal autoloader. Every 500 units of high-quality metal pieces consumed can be equipped with a full 1,000 naval gun shells. Cattle. Seeing that this orange universal autoloader can actually load 1,000 rounds of naval guns, Qin Tian couldn't help but gestured a thumbs up. Although 2,000 inferior metal sheets are a little expensive, but they are all used to make cannonballs. Not bad at all. After all, these 1,000 rounds of shells can generally be used for a long time. After the naval gun and automatic loader are arranged. Naturally, the 4ZH-2500 gas turbines cannot be left alone. Qin Tian installed them all directly in the gas turbine cabin. Now he has a power unit, just short of fuel, waiting out of the novice sea. After opening the barrel to get enough fuel, he can get rid of the thruster at the stern and sail freely. Get it all done. The bright moon has risen to the sky. Qin Tian stretched himself. Then go back to your cabin. Take out the toiletries that have not been used for a few days and start washing. After washing, he took off his clothes. Lying on the big soft plastic bed that was covered in dust, I fell asleep comfortably. The next day, the pitch black sea is still invisible. But the coldness mixed in the sea breeze seems to have begun to indicate what the next extreme weather will be. It's just that this phenomenon did not attract the attention of those surviving God's chosen. At this moment, they are all talking about their gains from last night in the chat channel. Trapped by piranhas for 3 days. Another 3 days were ruthlessly squeezed by Qin Tian's grilled fish. There are not many supplies left on the ships of many of the chosen ones. 99 out of 10 lucky survivors yesterday were frantically searching for supplies. Wow, Kaka, no wonder people say that if you survive a catastrophe, you will be blessed. The ancients do not deceive me. Last night I opened a blue treasure box, which was full of food and water. Cheng Peng at Weibo. Wow, the blue material treasure box. Brother, you are so lucky. I don't know what the extreme weather will be tomorrow. Your blue food treasure box is just waiting. Vanessa at Qin Tian. Oh, I also opened a treasure chest last night, but it contained 3 boxes of instant noodles. Really speechless. Handsome Qin Tian, do you still have grilled fish? I want to exchange some instant noodles for you pieces of grilled fish. Jay at Vanessa. Oh, my God, 3 boxes of instant noodles is not enough. Beauty, you are asking too much, right? How about I exchange it with you with wood or rags? I don't pick one. Vanessa at Jay. It's not that I'm dissatisfied, but that I don't have a stove. I can't cook even if I have instant noodles. And Qin Tian watched this foreign beauty named Vanessa want to exchange instant noodles with him. I couldn't help being a little surprised in my heart. 17%. Chapter 84. The severe cold weather is coming. Vanessa. The best talented candidate in this year's Rooster Kingdom. The awakened talent is the SS level talent cooperative combat. The effect seems to be that it can increase the damage ratio and blood volume ratio of all allies when the war starts. Unlike the vast majority of Eurasian Federation people, this girl is a typical Sans nationalist. A year later, a fleet named Eden will be created. The main idea of the advocacy is no distinction between national boundaries, old and weak, everyone who comes in as a family, and work together to survive in this difficult world of warships. I have to say that Vanessa is indeed very capable. Under her leadership, the Eden fleet has developed into a huge organization with more than 7,000 chosen in just 2 years. Later, it captured an island that was occupied by pirates. Immediately afterwards, the strength developed rapidly like a snowball. In the 3rd year, it officially became a large-scale force recognized by all major forces. In the previous life, Qin Tian almost joined this organization. It's all connected in the chat channel. As a result, it was inexplicably sunk by a destroyer of the Sakura Devils on the road. Unexpectedly, this life will be given to it by this Vanessa in the Novice Sea. Qin Tian at Luoni Sha. Yes, I can exchange 20 pieces of grilled fish for a box of instant noodles for you. Qin Tian didn't refuse either. Directly replied to the other party in the chat channel. As soon as this news came out, immediately, there was a heated discussion in the chat channel. I'll go. Does God Qin still have grilled fish? 20 pieces of grilled fish. Suck it. My saliva drips unconsciously in envy. Ronald at Qin Tian. Yanlong people, now there is no threat of piranha flying fish. I will exchange 30 pieces of wood for you 30 pieces of grilled fish. Do you think it is okay? Zhao Song Yuan at Na Na Day. I'm going. Foreign devils, are you trying to laugh at me to death? It is precisely because there are no cannibal flying fish rampant. Maybe these grilled flying fish will become out of print food, and Faze exchanged a box of instant noodles for Chin. I feel that Chin Shen is at a loss for 20 pieces of grilled fish, and you still want to exchange 30 units of wood. Why don't you let Chin Shen just give it to you for nothing? Hiss, envy, I also want to eat this Yanlong man's grilled fish, but unfortunately I don't have much resources in hand. Let's talk about it in a few days. Vanessa at Chin Tian. Thank you, handsome Chin Tian. I have already added you as a friend, please pass it through. Chin Tian saw Vanessa's message. Open the friend request interface. Sure enough, he saw the beautiful and pure portrait of the other party. In the previous life, I heard that this girl is a mixed race of multinational descent. That's why the appearance is so outstanding. Hi, handsome Chin Tian, BBFH, thank you for agreeing to my request. Chin Tian just agreed to the other party's request. Vanessa sent a thank you message over there. It's okay, after all, instant noodles are not very common food in World of Warships, and it's good to eat a bag once in a while to reminisce about the past. Wait for a while, I have frozen those fish in the refrigerator, I will contact you after I bake them. On a medium-sized fishing boat. Vanessa looked at the message Chin Tian sent back to her. A look of amazement and envy could not help appearing on the delicate and youthful pretty face. Really great. There is a refrigerator. No wonder the opponent can make ice water in extremely hot weather. After recovering, she hurried back. Okay, I'm not in a hurry. God, you actually have a refrigerator. Is the ice water frozen out of the refrigerator in extremely hot weather? Here, Chin Tian smiled and replied yes after seeing it. Then he went to the rest cabin, took out 20 pieces of frozen flying fish from the refrigerator, and returned to the control room. Dyeing red, put it directly on the grill, turn on the fire and start roasting. It can only be said that the orange quality stove paired with the blue quality grill is really awesome. Even fish cubes that have been frozen for a day from the refrigerator. After 3 minutes of roasting. Still roasted, the outside is crispy and the inside is tender, with a tangy aroma. After baking, Chin Tian opened the private chat interface. Find Vanessa's profile picture and initiate a transaction request directly. He put 20 yuan in this investment. There is already a box of beef instant noodles on it. Chin Tian looked at it, and it was still spicy. Good. Just right for eating in the cold weather ahead. Give him a good boost. Put 20 pieces of grilled fish on it. The two parties quickly completed the transaction. Wow, it's delicious, it still tastes the same, my god, your craftsmanship is really amazing. To this, Chin Tian couldn't help but smiled. If only you had my stove and grill. You can bake it as well. However, he was not humble either, but replied directly. It's easy to want to eat. Some unnecessary materials and blueprints you offer can be traded with me. The other party's previous life became a giant in one party no matter what. It should be not bad luck to think about it. The formation of a strategic alliance between the two can be regarded as mutually beneficial. Okay, no problem, God who has ordered something good, you can give me more grilled fish, it's really delicious. Upon seeing this, Chin Tian replied with an and then closed the private chat. Then he bent down and opened the box of spicy instant noodles on the ground. Put the pot and add water. I cooked a bag directly as my own breakfast. The long-lost taste is matched with the spicy taste. While eating Chin Tian Sihasya, it is also very satisfying. After eating and drinking, he started today's busy. Prepare for the severe cold weather ahead. First of all, the first must be water. In the past 3 days, he has been ravaged by man-eating flying fish and has not received water. The previous stock was almost consumed by him. Move the water filter to the deck. Fill it with seawater. Chin Tian pressed the switch button to run. The water purifier that had been resting for a few days immediately began to buzz. The whole day, Chin Tian almost stayed on the deck. If you have nothing to do, just sit on the base of the double 37 and take a look back and forth. As long as the water purifier beeps, he'll get the filtered water right away. Then fill it with seawater to keep the machine running. At this moment, he is really looking forward to passing the novice period quickly. Wading out of the novice sea. Just use the divine detective technique to open hundreds of material barrels on the sea area. Then fill up the power unit of the gas turbine with oil. He immediately searched and rescued several outstanding sailors all over the sea. Thus, he doesn't need to do such laborious and time-consuming tasks like these. Busy from morning to full moon. His control room was finally filled with more than 200 bottles of water. But even so, Chin Tian is not satisfied either. Seeing the blowing sea breeze began to become icy cold. The exhaled breath also began to become breath. Qin Tian insisted on taking another 4 waves of water. Then, rubbing his numb hands from the cold, he returned to the warm control room. Then fall back to sleep. More than 300 bottles of water. He shouldn't be strapped for water for the next week. As a result, I didn't sleep for a long time. He was awakened by the DD private chat prompt in his mind. 17%. Chapter 85. The severe cold is coming. He rubbed his head. Qin Tian sat up from the center console. He opened the private chat interface. I saw the message sent by Li Yangming. Qin Shen, do you have any hot broth? I use these seeds to replace a few bowls. My god, it's freezing to death. What the hell is this weather? It's too cold. I feel as long as if you get out of this cabin, you will probably be frozen to death outside. See the message posted by Li Yangming. Qin Tian looked outside through the front window glass. Really, the sky outside has brightened. Only there is no sun. On a gray and cloudy day, Qin Tian can imagine how cold it is without going outside. Because in his last life, it was real, he had personally experienced it. And this is just the beginning. It's going to get colder every day. On the 3rd day, there will be heavy snowfall. Those chosen who haven't upgraded their rafts to fishing boats will face a harsher test in this world. Bring back wandering thoughts. Qin Tian first looked at the radar screen. After discovering that there were no other gods chosen people around. Only then did he turn his attention to the seed information attached by Li Yangming. 1 pack of fine rice seeds. This is rice seeds. See this message. Qin Tian's eyes lit up immediately. This is a good thing. After planting, you only need to find someone who knows how to operate it. Slowly there will be more and more. At that time, let alone support a dozen or 20 people. Even if there are hundreds or thousands of people, it is not a problem. You kid can do it. You can actually make such a good thing. Qin Tian didn't hide it either. He directly admitted that the opponent's luck was overwhelming. Sigh, good luck is useless, not to mention that there is no place to plant it. Even if there is, I will not plant it, and I will not pick the seeds after planting it. It is a waste to put it in my hands. Qin Tian smiled and nodded when he saw this. He appreciates that. You're welcome right now. Take it back and reply. Okay, you don't have to worry about what you eat this week. I'll cover all 3 meals a day. Qin Tian has everything covered. Put it aside for the rest of my life. After leaving the novice sea, if the rice seeds are sold in the trading market, not much to say. At least selling a blue quality dual 37mm naval gun is all right. After all, it's premium class. Both the survival rate and the yield rate are far higher than ordinary seeds. What's more, it is a food seed like rice that can grow 10 to 100 after being planted. To be honest, compared to harvest, he has 3 meals a day, and the effort of staying for 7 days is really nothing. After all, he still holds a blueprint of a large-scale planting ecological cabin in his hand. At that time, these rice will be planted in a large-scale planting ecological cabin of orange quality. Qin Tian felt that his battleship would no longer have to worry about food in the future. And received Qin Tian's reply. Li Yangming immediately clenched his fist happily and waved it vigorously. Thank you, boss. You are really my reborn parents. He also knows the preciousness of Mizushima seeds. But compared to the 7 days of living in this severe cold climate, a packet of Mizushima seeds is nothing. Life is the most important thing. After closing the information on the private chat interface, Qin Tian stood up and moved around. Because of the stove. Although it's freezing outside, but it was warm in the control room. Just when Qin Tian was thinking about what kind of meat to use for soup today, he suddenly realized that he seemed to have forgotten a very serious matter. He actually forgot to bring the refrigerator up. The meat is in the refrigerator. How to make soup without meat? Helpless, Qin Tian could only come to the front of the door. He reached out to open the door of the control room and walked out. The cold wind instantly penetrated into the nasal cavity and penetrated into the collar. Qin Tian, who was still slightly dazed at first, suddenly lost all sleepiness. I raised my heart. He strode down the ship building and went down to the rest cabin below the deck. Without any dragging, move the refrigerator, grab the toiletries. Qin Tian quickly returned to the control room. I found a place near the corner to put the refrigerator and toothbrush cups away. Immediately he ran to the stove and began to warm up the fire. The weather outside is absolutely unbelievable. The weather of -30 to 40 degrees plus the wet and cold sea breeze on the sea is enough to pierce the bone marrow. The blow made Qin Tian feel that the clear water was about to flow out of his nose. Roasted for a while on the fire. Only then did he feel his body warm up a lot. Then he walked to the refrigerator and took out 10 pieces of top-quality shark meat. He decided to cook shark broth for the first 2 days. Grill the top-quality shark meat on the grill to produce a tangy aroma. Then add water to the pot. Then put the grilled shark meat in. Not for a while. The entire control room was filled with the tempting smell of fish soup. The bulletproof glass on several sides of the windshield is also covered with mist blocked by water vapor. Qin Tian was cooking fish soup while opening the chat channel. I want to see the current situation of the other chosen ones. Ask for flowers. As a result, as soon as I opened it, I saw that it was all miserable. My God, I'm going to freeze to death. How could this last extreme climate be extremely cold? I'm so frozen that I dare not go out in the cabin. It's really too cold outside. Who has hot soup? I really want to have a sip of hot soup in this weather. It's so cold. I am making fish soup, and this pot can make almost 6 bowls. Beauty, I will order a bowl first. Please contact me when it is ready. Oh my God, you will never believe what I saw. There were actually 2 men fighting in front of me. Hiss, no, it was the strong man grabbing the thin man's clothes. A photo is also attached below. I saw in the photo 2 fishing boats colliding together. There were 2 men on one of the fishing boats. The lying man must have been knocked out. 0. The strong blonde man was taking off the other party's clothes one by one. Obviously, the other party wanted to use the skinny man's clothes to keep warm. In this cold weather of -30 or 40 degrees. No clothes to keep out the cold. One can imagine how the ending will be. Everyone looked at this photo and felt helpless in their hearts. Follow the day-to-day survival in this world of warships. The moral constraints in their hearts are also decreasing day by day. Maybe someday, they will become the next perpetrators who grab other people's clothes. Of course, it is also possible to become the poor man who was robbed. Qin Tian looked at the photo and shook his head with a sigh. He has seen this kind of thing too much. This is just a novice sea. Why is there 3 weeks of extreme weather in Novice Sea region every month to hone and eliminate the chosen ones? It is because I have entered the real world of warships. The way to survive there will be countless times more cruel and difficult than in the Novice Sea area. Not only do we often encounter extreme weather, you will often encounter pirate attacks similar to NPCs. Even more terrifying are those sea beasts. Even upgrading the ship to a cruiser. You have to run against those mighty sea beasts. So in this case, except for those official gods, they still maintain integrity. The other chosen ones who have been struggling in World of Warships for a long time have become colder and more selfish in their hearts. Being targeted by them to kill and rob goods. That was almost certain death. If you can't even pass the 1-month novice period in the Novice Sea area. 9 out of 10 people in World of Warships would not live long. 17%. Chapter 86 Precious Shipyard Drawings. Leave it alone. Qin Tian spent some resources to buy 10 wooden bowls from the trading market. Then he scooped up a whole bowl of fish soup and traded it to Li Yangming. Wow, thank you boss, this is too much. Li Yangming, who received the breakfast, thanked Qin Tian for sending a message. Qin Tian replied, it's cold, eat more and leave him alone. After scooping a bowl for myself, one ate it happily. As a result, I just ate a few mouthfuls. Then I received another private message from Nangongal. Boss, are you drinking fish soup? I want to too. Qin Tian was a little speechless when he saw it. I don't know what's going on with these 2 guys. Why is it as if they are about to date? It seems that Li Yangming told the other party. But I can't finish this pot for 3 or 5 meals. If the other party wants to trade, just trade her, 023. Think about it this way. Qin Tian then replied. Yeah, what? Li Yangming sent you a private message. Then he received an answer that left him speechless. Private message. No, I saw it from the chat channel. What? Chat channel. Seeing this, Qin Tian was a little stunned. That guy wouldn't be taking a close-up of the fish soup. Just post it in the chat channel as if you were talking about it. He opened the chat channel to check. Sure enough, after seeing Li Yangming's profile picture, he posted a picture of fish soup. The milky white fish soup was steaming and smoking. It is full of several large pieces of grilled fish. Even through the screen, it seems that you can smell the aroma of the fish soup. And below this photo, also included is his statement. Thank you boss, in the cold winter, only delicious food can live up to it. Look at it this way. Qin Tian had to say. This kid is quite artistic. It is really a bit of a loss that the advertising industry did not leave him a place. And following his words, Qin Tian didn't need to look to know what the surviving God's chosen would say. After all, this guy often openly calls him the boss in the chat channel. Sure enough, someone started to at him immediately. Zhao Gang at Qin Tian. God Qin, please take a sip of fish soup. It's so fragrant, I can even smell the aroma of this bowl of fish soup through the screen. Wow, the amount of this bowl of fish soup is too much. If Qin Shen opens a restaurant, he must be a conscientious boss, and I will patronize it every day. Yanlong people, don't hide anymore, it's time for you to act. Yes, Mr. Qin, your grilled fish is so delicious, and this fish soup must be no different. Hurry up and put hundreds of bowls on the shelves so we can try it too. Goddamn hundreds of bowls. Look at the information. Qin Tian rolled his eyes speechlessly. In this harsh climate, he hadn't thought about selling anything at all. Not to mention how many surviving God's chosen still have a lot of supplies in their hands. Just his difficulty getting water this week has put him off selling broth. Just those 300 bottles of water. You have to make soup, you have to drink it yourself, and you have to water it. In case it's not enough, he also had to brave the severe cold to get water. You must know that to fill the water purifier, you have to carry 2 buckets back and forth to collect water 5 times. If the weather is cold and cold, that's no joke. So Qin Tian didn't care about those people's remarks at all. The chat interface was immediately closed. Then I looked at Nangong Li's private chat. Boss, I won't take your money for free. I'll exchange it with you for a blueprint. After watching the message sent by the other party, a drawing was attached. Qin Tian opened the information on that blueprint with some curiosity. Item: Shipyard Blueprint. Quality: green. Production requirements: low quality wood 50,000, low quality metal sheet 30,000, low quality nails 30,000, low quality plastic 50,000. Introduction: shipyard drawings that can be used to build rafts, fishing boats, and gunboats. Note: islands are required for construction. Ordinary advancement: 70,000 low quality wood, 50,000 low quality metal sheets, 50,000 low quality nails, 80,000 low quality plastics, which can be advanced to a blue advanced shipyard. High quality goods advanced: ordinary wood 60,000, ordinary metal sheet 40,000, ordinary nails 40,000, ordinary plastic 70,000, can be advanced to a purple epic shipyard. Advanced advancement: 50,000 high quality wood, 50,000 high quality metal sheets, 50,000 high quality nails, 60,000 ordinary plastics, and can be advanced to an orange legendary shipyard. I knock. No. See this dockyard drawing. Qin Tian almost stared out his own eyeballs. If Li Yangming's rice seeds are a surprise, then this green quality shipyard blueprint is a shock. Could it be that Nangong Li has the luck of the heroines in the novel? It's amazing enough that he opened refrigerators, time bonsai pots, red soil, and large-scale planting ecological cabins in the Novice Sea area. As a result, the opponent was more ruthless. Directly came a piece of shipyard drawings. This is a good thing that those big forces occupying the island dream of. Even if it's just a green quality shipyard that can build rafts, fishing boats and gunboats. But just being able to build a gunboat is enough to attract their attention. You just gave me such a good thing. You know, when you get out of the Novice Sea territory, you can trade this blueprint with those big forces, at least you can sell a blue quality, or even a purple quality the gun came out. Qin Tian couldn't help but ask curiously. Hey, you have to survive this week's severe cold. Who would dare to go outside to search for supplies in this climate? My food and water were almost enough for the 3 days when the flying fish were raging. How can there be food support for a week? Besides, you are my idol, boss, I am willing to give you this blueprint for nothing. Looking at this, it looks like a little girl's tone. Qin Tian couldn't help shaking his head helplessly. Fortunately, the other party is 18 or 19 years old. If this is 14 or 15 years old, so don't you feel guilty? Qin Tian couldn't help thinking secretly. That's dockyard drawings. Millions of chosen ones. It is estimated that 10 copies of 2.4 will not be released in a year. Why does the power occupying the island grow by leaps and bounds? It is because of the shipyard that warships can be built wantonly. Although it's just a gunboat. But if there are enough supplies in hand, search and rescue hundreds of sailors or navies in distress directly. Let them go up and drive. 10 men pilot a gunboat. 100 people can drive 10 boats. No matter where it is placed, it can be regarded as a force that is not weak. So this dockyard drawing should be in the bag, or it should be in the bag. He messaged Nangongla directly. Okay, you don't have to worry about your 3 meals a day these days, just leave it to me, and I'll trade a boat meal for you by the way. Qin Tian decided to trade the mythical crossbow to the other party. In this way, although I still took a lot of advantage. But at least I feel more at ease. 17%. Chapter 87 Advanced 57 megameters armor-piercing projectile. Look at the gloomy weather outside. After Qin Tian sighed helplessly, he opened the door of the control room again and walked out. Boss, don't bother, I already have 3 crossbows here, so I really don't need them. Nangongla is still sending messages to refuse. Qin Tian glanced at the message. He couldn't help curling his lips and secretly sighing at the other party's innocence. Can your ship crossbow compare with mine? Then he walked quickly to the bow side. The cold wind made him shiver uncontrollably. With a thought, he dismantled the mythical crossbow. He directly initiated a transaction request to the other party. And after putting the mythical crossbow on it, he turned his head and ran into the control room. Yeah, it's so f***ing cold. And Nangong is happy here. After seeing the information about the ship crossbow that Qin Tian placed on the trading panel, her small mouth instantly opened into an O shape. God myth grade ship crossbow. Oh my god. The boss is indeed a boss. Even the boat crossbow is so powerful. Now she doesn't say anything like that anymore. Dang, even put that dockyard drawing on it. Confirm was selected. 11. The transaction is completed instantly. She looked at the mythical crossbow with an attack power of 97. Chao's face was suddenly filled with excitement. This attack power, it is higher than some ordinary naval guns. Coupled with her own blood recovery skills. In this novice sea, she Nangongl can be regarded as a character to some extent, right? The same goes for Qin Tian's side. Look at the dockyard drawings you got. There was also a smile on his face. This is the dockyard blueprint that can be advanced to orange quality. Green quality manufactures rafts, fishing boats and gunboats. Blue quality makes gunboats, frigates and destroyers. Purple quality makes frigates, destroyers and cruisers. What can that orange quality make? Destroyers, cruisers and aircraft carrier, maybe more. After all, among so many generations of God's chosen, he has never heard of any superpower that has built an orange quality shipyard. Cool, this blueprint is definitely his biggest trump card to make a fortune. Carefully put away the drawings. Qin Tian immediately picked up a wooden bowl. Also filled the other party with a bowl of fish soup and traded over. In this way, 2 bowls of fish soup were inexplicably exchanged for 2 big babies. Qin Tian picked up his bowl of fish soup that was starting to get a little warm and ate it with big mouthfuls, feeling very comfortable in his heart. And he just finished eating this bowl, feeling a little full, when I was about to fill the second bowl. The Didi private chat notification sounded in my mind again. Qin Tian, who is it this time? He opened the private chat interface with some curiosity. The profile picture is Vanessa. God Qin, do you still have fish soup there? See this question. Qin Tian glanced at the fish soup in the pot, which was almost enough for a bowl and a half. Immediately returned. Have. Ah, that's great. I have a blueprint that I don't need right now. Do you think I can exchange a few more fish soups with you? Vanessa saw his message back. The message was replied almost instantly. It seemed that I was afraid that the fish soup would be gone in the next moment. Similarly, she also attached a piece of drawing information at the back. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Qin Tian felt a little numb when he saw this. What's going on today? Could it be that he triggered some hidden lucky buff? With anticipation and curiosity, Qin Tian used divine detective technique to open the information of this blueprint. After reading it, his eyes suddenly couldn't help but brighten up. Advanced 57mm armor-piercing projectile synthesis skill book. Advanced. That is the blue quality. Although only blue quality. But that's also better than the blank 57mm shell. Loading can play a lot of extra attack power. Not to mention the penetration bonus of breaking defense. Qin Tian chose to agree without saying a word. It's changed. You don't have to worry about the food for the next week. You won't be hungry for 3 meals a day. Vanessa was immediately surprised when she saw it. Fortunately, I didn't choose to use the secret channel when I opened it. Otherwise, she really didn't know if she could survive the extreme weather in the last week of the novice sea area. Even if it's just for one night. But the grilled fish pieces she traded from Qin Tian were all frozen hard. Well, God Qin, I want to ask you one more thing. What? Qin Tian asked curiously. The grilled fish pieces you traded to me are all frozen and hard. I can't eat them at all. Can you please bake them for me again every day and trade them to me? It's not too much. Just bake 2 pieces at noon. The main reason is too much. It was so delicious, I couldn't help it. Okay, no problem. What's the matter? It's a trivial matter. Qin Tian complied indifferently. Immediately in Vanessa's thanks. He took another bowl and filled the remaining fish soup in the pot for the other party. Then he clamped all the fish pieces to the other party. In the studio, many people saw this scene. Whether it's from abroad or from the Yanlong Empire. All gave Qin Tian thumbs up. As far as the matter is concerned, if nothing else, the credibility of this Yanlong person is still very good. That's right, but he didn't cut corners in the food and water he traded. It's much better than many gods chosen. I think our lighthouse empire like this Qin Tian can definitely fight for it, give him the status of a first-class citizen, and give him some more benefits. Wouldn't that perfectly solve this hidden danger? Oh, this idea is good. I hope the above can consider it. HMPH. Stop daydreaming, you foreign devils. Our Qin god will never take refuge in you foreign devils. 1000. That's right. What is a lighthouse? Our Qin god's goal is the sea of stars, the vast and boundless interstellar universe. A group of people quickly sparred in the live broadcast room. And in the control room of the large gunboat. While Qin Tian traded the fish soup to Vanessa again. I also received the advanced 57mm armor-piercing projectile skill book, and 14 pieces of flying fish that were frozen hard. Throw those pieces of fish in the freezer. Qin Tian took the advanced 57mm armor-piercing projectile skill book, and chose to study directly. Congratulations to the captain for successfully learning advanced 57mm armor-piercing projectile synthesis skills. Hear the voice of the will of the planet. Qin Tian immediately opened the synthesis panel. Under the crafting wooden baskets section, he saw the name of the advanced 57mm armor-piercing round. Every consumption of 5 high-quality metal pieces can be synthesized to produce a high-grade 57mm armor-piercing projectile. Qin Tian thought, the consumable materials are directly produced. Anyway, in World of Warships, missile shells will not explode by themselves. So Qin Tian has nothing to worry about. About a few seconds of work. A sharp and slender 57 caliber shell appeared in his hand. The heavy weight required him to hold it together with both hands. Item. Advanced 57mm armor-piercing projectile. Attack. 35. 38. Production requirements. 5 units of high-quality metal sheets. 17%. Chapter 88 Apples and cucumbers ripen together. X 35. Penetration 38. Watch this hurt. A light flashed across Qin Tian's eyes. With the double 57mm naval gun, the damage value of 188. Plus the shell's 35 attack damage and 38 armor-piercing damage. That is equivalent to a shell that can deal 261 damage. A salvo of 2 gun barrels. As long as the hit is 522 damage. Hiss. This wave is okay. This damage is already able to withstand the attack of the destroyer. As for ordinary frigates, it just exploded. Even if the opponent has anti-ship missiles installed, it will not work. The attack power is almost not a star and a half. He happily drank the little fish soup left in the pot. Qin Tian then took a short rest. Then I moved my limbs and started to dance the compendium of Materia Medica kicking exercise in the control room. That is, he has no background music. Otherwise listen to the music and dance. That feeling is more exciting. And with his jump. Many people in the live broadcast room immediately jumped up happily. Qin Shen hasn't done this aerobics for several days. No way, he is too busy. He experienced the raging piranha flying fish a few days ago, so he didn't dare to make any big noises. Naturally, he couldn't practice. Hey, let alone, I have been exercising for the past few days after learning this set of exercises, and my body really feels much lighter than before. That's it. The whole day is spent slowly in fitness and cooking. Early the next morning, Qin Tian woke up and took a shower. I am ready to toss the fish soup this morning. But after seeing the 3 pots of fruit trees against the wall. Only then did he remember that he hadn't watered the apple trees and cucumber vines today. So he randomly picked up 6 bottles of drinking water from the ground. They were watered separately, just finished with his watering. I saw that the apple tree and the cucumber vine lit up with a golden light at the same time. actually matured together. Qin Tian, who once had the experience of ripening oranges, immediately understood what was going on. He looked up and looked carefully. I saw that the apple tree was covered with big red apples. The cucumber vines are covered with straight and vertical green cucumbers. Almost like an orange. The number of results of these two kinds of melons and fruits is also more than 200. This made Qin Tian very happy. There are fruits, vegetables, and fish. Now in this world of warships. Except not being able to see his wife and daughter. No staple food, can't take a bath outside. It seems that his standard of living here has completely surpassed that of this world. This is very interesting. Qin Tian picked an apple from the apple tree with his left hand. The right hand pulls a cucumber from the cucumber vine. Take a bite to the left, and then take a bite to the right. The corner of his mouth slightly raised a beautiful arc. How does he feel that others are struggling to survive when they come into this world of warships? And when he came in, he was full of relaxation like a vacation. Added 3 units of fine wood to the stove. Qin Tian put the grill back on. Then he took out 20 slices of top-quality shark meat from the refrigerator and started grilling them. Golden on both sides and tangy after roasting. He added water to the pot, put the roasted top-quality shark meat into it and started cooking fish soup. Toss for 10 minutes. After breakfast is ready. He pulled 3 more cucumbers from the cucumber vine. Then a deal was passed for each of Li Yangming, Nangongla and Vanessa to have a bowl of fish soup with a cucumber. At the same time to embrace. Qin Tian also asked them to trade back the bowl they used yesterday. In this way, those resources will not be wasted in vain. And after receiving the breakfast traded by Qin Tian, Li Yangming and the 3 looked at the green and tender cucumber and almost thought they were wrong. How come there are cucumbers inexplicably? Could it be that I have hallucinations because I want to eat vegetables? Then they picked it up and took a bite. With the refreshing and juicy, click, sound. A fragrant and sweet taste instantly filled their entire taste buds. Instantly, the 3 of them were stunned at the same time. Then began to taste the taste of cucumber. While sending a message to Qin Tian. Damn, boss, there are cucumbers in your place. Boss, do you still have your cucumber? This is too delicious, can I have another one for lunch? Qin Shen, thank you for the cucumbers, I never thought that I would not be able to eat cucumbers in the world of combat skills. Looking at the messages sent to him by the 3 of them. Qin Tian uniformly replied, there is still time at noon. I don't care about them anymore. Holding his own bowl, he ate. Eat and drink enough. Qin Tian sat in front of the center console and glanced at the still gray sky. Then he set his sights on the radar screen. It's just such a glance. His eyebrows raised slightly. There is also a slight frown between the brows. What's the situation? How could there be more than 100 fishing boats gathered 30 miles away? And looking at this posture, it seems that there is still a big battle between the 2 camps. Driven by curiosity, Qin Tian didn't go out to adjust the angle of the propeller anymore. Instead, pull 2 cucumbers from the cucumber vine. Just watch while eating, watching his gunboat slowly approaching that area. And at the same time, the live room screen opens. Millions of people rushed in immediately. When they saw that Qin Tian was holding a cucumber in his hand, he was eating it with great relish. Many people immediately set their sights on the apple trees and cucumber vines in the picture. Just a glance, they could see that the apples and cucumbers were all ripe. Hiss, apples and cucumbers are ripe together. Qin Shen now has a lot of melons and fruits in his hands. Looking at God Qin, it tastes so delicious, sorry I haven't eaten cucumbers in this world for several months. By the way, why does this apple tree and cucumber vine bear so much fruit like that orange? My God, there are at least 200 or 300 of them, right? Ah, I was poisoned early in the morning, I gnawed on dry steamed buns, tears fell down my face. Now I really wish God Qin could occupy an island tomorrow, I love apples the most. And in World of Warships, as the distance numbers marked on the radar screen get closer and closer. It didn't take long for Qin Tian to see a scene that surprised him. I saw more than 100 fishing boats on board. More than 100 people are trying their best to attack their opponents. Same as the photo I saw yesterday. The winner will not only snatch the clothes of the loser. Even all the supplies on the fishing boats will be taken away. See this scene. Qin Tian guessed the cause and effect of this matter. It was nothing more than that after the encounter, the 2 parties fell into a cruel fight for the clothes on the other side and the resources on the ship. 18%. Chapter 89 Qin Tian is going to clean up all the foreign gods. Qin Tian pressed a few buttons on the central control. A clear picture of the distant battlefield immediately appeared on one of the radar scanning imaging screens. Qin Tian took a closer look. Although there are also some blonde white people in it. But obviously these two fleets are not Carl's fleet. This made Qin Tian also lose interest in making a move. Sitting in the seat, let the fire control system automatically lock the entire battlefield in front of you. Wait for his gunboat to pass. As long as these people dare to make threats, the 3 naval guns on the ship will teach the other party to be a good man. And as his gunboats continued to approach, the warship more than 40 meters long was finally discovered by some people. Then the 2 parties who were fighting to the death gradually stopped fighting. Chi-Chi turned his head to look at the steel battleship that was gradually sailing from the distant sea level. This is a large gunboat, right? Someone couldn't help murmuring. That's right. Judging by its size and tonnage, it's probably second to none even among large gunboats. Hey, you're lying, right? How could someone in the novice sea region upgrade the Raft into a large gunboat? It wasn't there before, but not necessarily in this issue. Huh, you mean that Yanlong man? Yes, there are a lot of good things on his boat. As far as I know, there are water purifiers, stoves, a lot of supplies, and maybe a refrigerator. How about it? Do you have the guts to play a big game? What? Taking down this Yanlong man is much better than fighting and killing us here. On a fishing boat, the 2 middle-aged men, who were obviously the leaders, were panting and communicating quickly. Are you crazy? That's a large gunboat, a warship. Even if we have more than 100 ships together, if we match up, it's going to die. Another person rolled his eyes and said angrily, "Hey, coward, there is an old saying by the Yanlong people, wealth and wealth are sought in danger, and we are naturally no match for a direct confrontation, but judging by the posture of the Yanlong people, it is ready to swagger through the middle of our fleet. It gave us an opportunity." You mean jumping? Yes, when his battleship comes among us, we will use ropes to tie metal sheets or wooden boards to jump gangs. Don't look at this gunboat as scary, but for the Yanlong man on it, maybe I can defeat the opponent by myself. Quote, hear what the other person has to say. The other leader was obviously moved. Really, if it is a ship naval battle, then even if they have 300 or 500 more fishing boats, they are still no match for the Yanlong people. But if it is a gang jumping operation, the result can be 2 words. After all, the chosen one is not the favored one. There is no such thing as a transcendent in World of Warships. Maybe it will really work. At last, the 2 discussed a few more words. Finally, an agreement was reached. They immediately shouted for the chosen ones to synthesize the rope. Then find metal sheets or wooden boards on their respective fishing boats for binding. Just wait for a while when Qin Tian's ship comes to the middle. They are good for jumping gang battles. It's just that 100 secrets will eventually have a sparse one. Little did they know that their actions had already been clearly seen by Qin Tian's radar scanning images. This damn battleship survival game. It really turns people into ghosts. Qin Tian took a bite of the apple vigorously. Looking at those on the image, the eyes are already red. Foreign devils waiting for him like hungry wolves. He raised his hand. His finger lightly tapped the start button of the fire control system. Buzz buzz. Instantaneous time. The 3 cannons on the deck began to adjust their direction by swinging up and down. A distance of several kilometers. Those people can't see clearly either. But when the deafening artillery roared, a fishing boat was directly exploded into a fireball. After the other 2 ships were emptied of half of their blood. Only then did their talents suddenly change color. Eyes full of panicked. Damn it, what's going on? Why did this Yanlong man suddenly start firing? Damn it, it's all you idiot. The Yanlong people's radar is tricky. It must have the function of scanning and imaging. All our small movements were seen by him. Fake. Hurry up. Row over quickly. We can't run. Only by jumping over there can we have a chance of survival. BBFI, by the way, let someone send the recorded video of this scene to the chat channel, and create public opinion pressure on this Yanlong people in the chat channel. Yanlong people have always boasted that they are a state of etiquette. At the highest point, this Qin Tian might stop attacking under pressure. Quote, have to say, in desperate situation, human potential can indeed be brought into play beyond the ordinary. The leader never realized that his mind could turn so fast one day. Less than 5 seconds. He gave everyone several more correct orders. Dee. And in the control room of the gunboat, Qin Tian was eating an apple, timidly looking at the fireworks on the radar imaging screen. As a result, I heard the notification tone of a private message suddenly sounded in my mind. Wow, boss, you are too fierce. Are you going to clean up all the foreign devils in the novice stage? See this message from Li Yangming. Qin Tian frowned and replied with a number. What the hell? Although he had the idea of killing half of the foreign devils in the novice stage. But that seems unlikely at the moment. Why did Li Yangming say such a sentence to him all of a sudden? I just finished replying to Li Yangming's message here. The notification tone of the private message over there rang again. When I opened it, it turned out to be Vanessa. God Chin, is what those people said true? Are you really going to clean up all of us foreigners? See here, Qin Tian's brows furrowed even deeper. He turned his gaze to the camp of foreign devils who were still setting off fireworks. Then with a thought, he opened the World Chat channel. Brothers of the Eurasian Federation, pay attention, you must avenge us. That Qin Tian from the Yanlong Empire is crazy. Relying on his good luck and earning more supplies to upgrade quickly, he began to ignore the people of our Eurasian Federation. Yes, our two fleets were fighting for resources, and then this gunboat from Qin Tian sailed over. Yes, it was a gunboat, and it was a large gunboat. 1. Just because our fleets blocked his way, he began to attack us indiscriminately. We suffered heavy losses, and it is very likely that our entire army will be wiped out. Brothers and sisters of the Eurasian Federation, remember this devil of the Yanlong Empire. He obviously wants to clean up all our Eurasian Federation god chosen during the novice period. Below these remarks, there are also several videos attached. It's all about his gunboats beating the opponent's fleet. And with the emergence of these speeches and videos, countless foreign devils in the chat channel also began to criticize him frantically below. Damn Yanlong people, I knew this guy was uneasy and kind. Fake, what does this Yanlong man want to do? Isn't he afraid of going out into the sea of novices or being liquidated by our Eurasian Federation? Everyone unite and let the wise Master Karl initiate the rally. I don't believe that our tens of thousands of Eurasian Federation god chosen can't beat him alone. Yes, support Master Karl. Are you stupid? The weather is not a last resort. Who wants to go boating outside? 18%. Chapter 90 hit to the point of collapse, sink all. HMPH, some dirty tricks. Do you think this will make me give up my attack on you? Qin Tian looked at these contents and sneered with disdain. DDDD. At this time, the private message reminder sounded in his mind again. Boss, have you been attacked? Be careful not to let the other party get too close, and send you a jump to help fight. This time it was a message from Nangong La. I have to say that this future female general of Chengxi really has something. Based on some clues in the video, she realized that things might not be as simple as those people said. It's okay, a bunch of rotten fish and shrimps are just a bunch of rotten fish. If they want to use this method to let them go, they may have miscalculated. Qin Tian smiled and replied with some relief in his heart. Anyway, be able to be trusted unconditionally by someone you know well. This feeling is really good. Quack, why did those people say that? It turned out that they lost their temper after being beaten. Come on, boss, let them know how powerful our Yanlong Empire is. After Nangong La sent this message, then open the chat channel again. Start solving the case directly inside. Nangong La at everyone. HMPH, a group of rotten fish and rotten shrimps wanted to jump into gangs to sneak attack on me, God of Qin, but they were seen through their treacherous tricks, and if they couldn't beat them, they used this kind of trick. You really thought that God of Qin would be irrelevant because of these? Let your remarks go. It's so naive. See the information sent by Nangong La Fa. Immediately, someone began to refute. Burgess at Nangong La. HMPH, Yanlong people, don't argue anymore. You have seen what kind of ships our people are. A group of fishing boats took the initiative to make a promise to a large gunboat. Do you think they are fools? Nangong La at Bo JC. Hey, just looking at your profile picture, you can tell that you are the kind of person who not only has a simple mind, but also has developed limbs, and is also blind. Who said that naval battles are just battleships? Did you not see their fishing boats in the video? Almost all of them have a rope tied with a wooden plank and a stack of metal sheets. It is obvious that these guys have already planned to fight with gangs, but God Chin saw it through in advance. Nangong let this passage out. Many people immediately opened those videos and started watching them again. Didn't notice it before. Now being reminded by her like this. Many people have found this to be the case. However, some foreign devils with evil intentions are still stubborn. Bradley at Nangong La. Smelly woman, what you said is just a guess. It's quite normal to put a rope on a fishing boat. For example, I put a rope on my boat. Do I always think about it? Jumping to help others. Yes, although what you said is very reasonable, but this alone cannot prove anything, but it is an indisputable fact that your Qin Tian shot and killed the chosen one of our Eurasian Federation one. Nangong la at everyone. Hee, are you kidding me? Or are you misunderstood me? I'm not posting these remarks to ask for your forgiveness. It is purely to prove that our Qin god is not the cruel, bloodthirsty and barbaric that those people said, and attacking them is entirely because they deserve to be blamed. Besides, isn't the law of World of Warships just like this? Think back then when your Eurasian Federation didn't want Billion to join hands to attack our Beidou 3 islands, wasn't there no reason? Your 1000th is not as good as that, why? This can't bear the rubbish. Mighty, domineering, bull batch, fuck, shet, idiot, following Nangong Li's remarks, whether it's in the live broadcast room outside, or in the chat channel of World of Warships. These words popped up in the minds of everyone on both sides. Gunboat control room. Qin Tian watched Nangong Li's speech in the chat channel. While the corner of his mouth was raised, he also looked at the few remaining fishing boats thousands of meters away with his cold eyes. It is obvious that the other party is looking for death. You have to make these little tricks for him to pretend to be a victim. Compared with what happened to the Yanlong warriors in Beidou 3 Islands, it was nothing. Since you want to be victims so much, then I will fulfill you. Qin Tian didn't have the slightest intention to hold back. The 3 naval guns fired continuously at speeds of 50 and 75 rounds per minute. No, stop calling, I'm going home. Woo, I don't want to die yet, who can come and save me? Damn World of Warships, damn planet will, let me go back, I didn't want to come. Qin Tian, God Qin, Grandpa Qin, please stop firing. Seeing just 2 or 3 minutes. My friends and even those with boats were blasted into big fireballs. Many surviving foreign devils all collapsed at once. Ask for flowers, crying and wanting to quit. But everything is in vain. The naval guns continued to ring like the death knell of death. The strong smell of gunpowder hangs over the area like the shadow of death. Fake, what is going on with this Yanlong man? Why is the fire still not going on? Isn't he afraid of being pointed at by others? Damn it, I shouldn't have listened to your idea. It's all right now, I was really killed by you. On 2 fishing boats. The 2 leaders looked at the number of fishing boats under their hands and the 2 of them combined were less than 110. While shocked and angry, my heart was also filled with despair. Because even now, the 3 naval guns of the large gunboat still showed no signs of ceasefire. This is determined to wipe out their entire army. 0. Finally, after enduring 2 rounds of saturated blows, the fishing boats of their 2 leaders were completely blown to pieces as the 2 groups of flames erupted. When Qin Tian's large gunboat passed by here like an emperor on behalf of the Sky Patrol. There is no longer a single fishing boat in this area. There are only countless dilapidated planks floating in the waves, drifting with the current. Qin Tian sat in front of the central control. His deep eyes just looked coldly and indifferently at the wooden boards outside. Generally speaking, the self-confidence and arrogance that he never had in his previous life spontaneously arises. From now on, be it the ocean or the stars, but whoever dares to block the stumbling block in front of him, he will destroy them mercilessly with the force of thunder. Dee. And at this moment, the reminder of private chat in the mind sounded. Qin Tian opened it and took a look. Found out it was from Vanessa. Well, I'm sorry Qin Shen, it seems that I misunderstood you, you won't be angry with me, right? Seeing this, Qin Tian replied indifferently. No, it's nothing to worry about. Besides, you didn't say anything. Why should I be angry? Ah, it's fine if you don't have one. As expected of a boss, this attitude is not ordinary. But God Qin, you have to be careful. I know a person in the video. He is the younger brother of a leader of the Moor fleet in World of Warships. If you kill him, the people in the live broadcast room will definitely pass the news to the other party. Okay, I will pay attention to it, thank you for letting me know. After Qin Tian casually replied, he didn't take this matter seriously. 18%. Chapter 91. The heaven-defying figure attributes. He even offended Carl of the Lot family, so he will worry about a Moorish fleet again. Shake your head. Observe the screen of the radar scan. After seeing that there were no other gods chosen around. Only then did Qin Tian stretch out from the front of the center console and stand up. Now that the danger has been lifted, then he'll be fine. Move your muscles and bones and dance the compendium of materia medica kicking exercises. For lunch, Qin Tian decided to make grilled flying fish cubes. I drank fish soup for 2 days in a row. It tasted pretty good though. But Qin Tian felt that it was better to have a different taste. No matter how the three bosses feel about drinking. Anyway, he couldn't bear it anymore. He took out 20 pieces of frozen flying fish from the refrigerator and put them on the grill for grilling. When the roast is fragrant and golden on both sides, Qin Tian picked 3 more apples and traded them with flying fish pieces. 877. This naturally aroused the 3 people's amazement and joy. My God, isn't this food too rich? Look at this posture. Could it be that for the next 6 days, they will have a drink of water with every meal? After lunch, Qin Tian, who was resting in front of the center console, suddenly wanted to visit the trading market on a whim. Open the interface of the trading market. He started from the first one and swept it one by one. After 3 weeks of survival, the surviving gods chosen have more or less unused good things in their hands that can be exchanged for. In addition, this week is a severe cold weather where even wooden barrels of supplies cannot be salvaged. Therefore, gods chosen who want to exchange for food and water resources can be found everywhere. The above goods are naturally dazzling. Qin Tian carefully checked each piece. Don't say it. It really made him discover a few good things. There was a big box of 10 navy suits. The color is dark blue, and the style looks a bit like the military uniform of the Earth II period. It looks quite handsome. For Qin Tian, who hadn't changed his clothes for 3 weeks and could only wear this sour clothes all the time. This is a rare good thing. It's just that he looked at the transaction price. The seller is simply a lion. 10 sets of military uniforms require 50 bottles of water and 50 units of food. Qin Tian added each other's friends. Is a white Eurasian federation. As for the nationality, Qin Tian didn't bother to investigate further. The other side just agreed. Qin Tian directly sent a message to ask directly. Do you sell the 10 pieces of military uniform, 10 bottles of water, and 10 units of high-quality shark meat you put on the shelf? What? 10 bottles of water and 10 units of meat? My God, Yanlong people, are you a devil? That is 10 complete sets of standard military uniforms, which are equipped with large caps, jackets, pants, white shirts, gloves, sabers, military boots. The most important thing is that there is a general's coat inside, just to get a good price, so I didn't touch that coat in such cold weather. You want to buy 10 bottles of water and 10 units of meat. 45 bottles of water, 45 units of food, nothing less. Qin Tian saw this. My heart can't help but move. Still have a coat. After thinking for a moment, he bid. How about this? 30 bottles of water, 30 units of high-quality shark meat, and I'll give you an apple and a cucumber. If you agree, just trade directly. If you don't agree, forget it. After 10 seconds, there's a message over there. Well, why don't you add more? 5 apples and 5 cucumbers. Qin Tian pouted. As far as the price I quoted, you can trade it if you sell it, and forget it if you don't sell it. Perhaps it was Qin Tian's last sentence that played a decisive role. Be back soon with info. Okay, but I need you to roast the 30 units of high-quality shark meat. After all, I don't have a stove here. Qin Tian replied with, okay. Then he took out the remaining 30 pieces of high-quality shark meat from the refrigerator and started grilling. If it weren't for the freezer, these 30 units of high-quality shark meat probably stink long ago. After baking, he initiated a transaction towards the other party. Put 30 bottles of water, 30 pieces of roasted high-quality shark meat, an apple and a cucumber on it. It is estimated that there is no problem after reading it. So he put a box of 10 sets of standard military uniforms and a general officer's coat on it. As the two choose to agree to a deal. In the control room, an exquisite wooden box as tall as a person appeared in front of Qin Tian. He opened it and looked at it. I saw 9 sets of non-commissioned officers' uniforms and 1 set of generals' uniforms. It seems that there should be 10 sets of military uniforms for non-commissioned officers. It's just that a suit was taken away by the other party and worn by himself. Qin Tian didn't care about it. He looked at his dirty and smelly ordinary long-sleeved shirt. Look at the brand new and handsome military uniform in the box. Qin Tian immediately dismissed the idea of changing it now. After buying this box of military uniforms, Qin Tian continued to browse down. The naval gun blueprint on the whiteboard is exchanged for 100 bottles of water and 100 units of food. Epic ship crossbow blueprint, exchange 100 bottles of water and 100 units of food. Normal deck blueprint, exchange 10 bottles of water and 10 units of food. Normal figure drawing, exchange 30 bottles of water and 30 units of food. After Qin Tian looked around, finally, he turned his attention to ordinary deck drawings and ordinary head portrait drawings. Item: ordinary deck blueprint. Quality: green. Production requirements: 1000 inferior wood, 1000 inferior flax, 500 rope. Efficacy: it is used to make blueprints for good decks on battleships, which can effectively increase the combat resistance of battleships. Ordinary advanced: 2000 inferior wood, 2000 inferior flax, 10,000 rope. Advanced can increase 300 HP. High quality goods advanced: ordinary wood 3000, ordinary flax 3000, ordinary rope 2000. Advanced can increase 800 blood emperor. Advanced advancement: 5000 high quality wood, 5000 high quality flax, 2000 high quality rope. Advanced can increase blood volume by 1500. Hiss. After seeing the advanced effect of this ordinary deck, without hesitation, Qin Tian used 10 bottles of water and 10 units of top quality shark meat to take down this ordinary deck blueprint. A good thing that can increase blood volume by 1500. Exchange it with 10 bottles of water and 10 units of food. What's the difference between this and Baijian 2.2? Immediately afterwards, he used the divine detective technique to look at the ordinary ship figure drawing. Item: ordinary ship figure blueprint. Quality: green. Production requirements: 3000 low quality wood, 1000 low quality metal pieces, 30 great white shark teeth. Efficacy: the statue that can be fixed on the bow of the ship. It is the symbol of your ship, and it is also the totem of your ship. Installing it may bring you unexpected good luck. Ordinary advancement: 5000 low quality wood, 5000 low quality metal pieces, 50 ordinary sea beast teeth. Advanced can increase 10 points of attack, 300 HP. High quality goods advanced: 5000 ordinary wood, 5000 ordinary metal pieces, 50 top quality sea beast teeth. Advanced can increase 50 points of attack, 1000 blood volume. Advanced advancement: 10,000 high quality wood, 10,000 high quality metal pieces, 100 top quality sea animal teeth. Advanced can increase 100 points of attack, 2000 blood stars. 18%. Chapter 92. It's snowing. IFK. I thought the advanced attributes of ordinary deck blueprint would be considered good. I didn't expect this ordinary ship figure drawing to be more terrifying. And this is only for advanced drawings of green quality. This is if you encounter a blue quality or purple epic quality blueprint in the future. Wouldn't it be more terrifying than heaven-defying after advanced advancement? Without any hesitation, Qin Tian directly spent 30 bottles of water and 30 pieces of top-quality shark meat to get this ordinary ship figure blueprint as well. Looking at the two blueprints that appeared in his hand, Qin Tian was hot-eyed but also helpless. He definitely won't be able to use these two blueprints in the next Novice C. Normal deck blueprint, advanced level. He is flax enough. The advanced level of ordinary ship figure blueprint. He is not enough for the metal plate and the teeth of the best sea beast. At that time, we can only go out to the Novice Sea area to sell a wave of fruits and drinking water to quickly turn around a wave of resources. I flipped through the last few pages casually. A reclining chair priced at 80 units of sheet metal attracted Qin Tian's attention. Now he is alone on the battleship. No one is watching. 11. He can only live in the control room in person. Not to mention that there is no bed in the control room. The lack of space and the cold weather alone prevented him from sleeping on the floor like before. So he can only sleep on the center console these days. I can't sleep well every day. The posture is wrong. Waking up in the morning is also affected by shoulder pain and back pain. And now the chaise longue really came at just the right time. Consume 80 units of low-quality metal pieces to buy that deck chair. After extraction, it can be placed in the last small open space next to the refrigerator. As for that other open space, the big wooden box where the 10 sets of military uniforms were placed was taken. Set up the recliner. Qin Tian originally wanted to use detective technique to advance the reclining chair, strengthen it or something. See if you can improve the effect of resting on the recliner. But after reading it, I found that it was a simple deck chair. There are no additional attributes. This made Qin Tian have no choice but to accept this reality. In the evening, I made another fish soup and 3 cucumbers and traded them to a few people. He put on the general's coat and went to bed early. Nothing to say all night. The third day of severe cold weather. When Qin Tian woke up, his eyes were instantly attracted by the scene of white goose feathers and heavy snow on the center console and outside the front window glass. Is it snowing? He sat up from the recliner. Get a good night's sleep stretching. The effect is really obvious. Far more than the mental head of those few days. Step forward to the center console. First glance at the radar scanning screen. After discovering that there were no traces of other gods chosen within 100 kilometers. Only then did he turn his gaze to the white snow scene outside. The heavy snow covered the deck and naval guns with a thick layer of white snow. From time to time, the howling wind rolled up a large blank space from above. But it will soon be filled with snow. Think back to the situation at this point in the previous life. Look again now. It is not an exaggeration to describe the gap as the difference between clouds and mud. Dee. And at this moment, suddenly, a private message notification sounded in my mind. Qin Tian opened it. It was a message from Li Yangming. Boss, why didn't you list broth or anything in the trading market this time? I see that the chat channel is full of people asking for broth, and even boiled water. After Qin Tian read this message, not surprised at all, opened the chat channel. Hey, whoever has a stove, please put a bowl of boiled water on the shelf. Let me drink a sip of hot water, I'm really freezing to death. Ziba, without a stove and an air conditioner, life is simply miserable. I buried myself in the rags and was so cold that I was about to catch a cold. Zhang Jie at Qin Tian. Boss, do you still have any fish soup? Baby spent 200 units of wood to buy it, I really can't stand it. 200 units of wood. If there is one, I will buy it directly for 200 units of metal sheet. I also beg, 300 units of metal sheet is also fine. This damn weather is almost freezing people to death. What is the use of so many supplies when people are dead? Not all of them are cheap in this world of warships. Really, there is not much difference from the previous life. It was the same in the chat channel of the previous life. It went on for 5 days. It's just that the number of people in the chat channel is decreasing every day. No way. It was cold outside the past 2 days. But in fact, the temperature is only 30 or 40 degrees below zero. But with this snow, in the next 5 days, it dropped directly to more than minus 50 degrees. Although this temperature does not reach the extremely cold climate of minus 70 degrees a year later. But it is still no problem to freeze to death thousands of gods chosen with poor physique. After all, even now, there are also many gods chosen who are struggling under the line of food and clothing all day long. The physique is completely unable to survive this severe cold weather. This time we won't sell soup. As you can see from the weather outside, there's no way to get water at all, and the 100 or 200 bottles of drinking water stored in the house have to deal with our next 5 meals. See Qin Tian's message. Li Yangming thinks about it too. It was snowing so heavily outside that he could hardly see the surface of the sea. It is indeed hindering the advantages of the Boss water purifier. Oh, it's a pity, otherwise, boss, you can earn a lot of supplies by relying on this wave. After reading the message, Qin Tian sighed and did not answer. He hadn't felt anything before. I think that in such a cold weather, if I don't sell cooked food and hot soup this time, I won't sell it. Take a week off. But now he has 2 treasure maps in his hand and cannot use them. Qin Tian always felt itchy in his heart. But no matter how itchy it is. Who told him that the food and water in his hands are not fully prepared? Never mind. Money is endless. Waiting for the novice sea to sell fruit. At that time the price increased even higher. At that time, it is really impossible to hold a wave of auctions 240. That is definitely a lot of money. Qin Tian comforted himself like this. Then folded the recliner and put it away. Stand by the big wooden box and start a new day of life. Anyway, it's cooking. Aerobics. It's okay to check the chat channel. Then deal with the boring messages of Li Yangming, Nangongla and Vanessa. Time flies. Just like that, 5 days passed. Today is the last day of freezing weather. Those who were lucky enough to survive all mustered their strength to persevere. Don't sleep. In the past few days, I don't know how many people never wake up after falling asleep. Once confirmed dead, the rules of World of Warships will dismantle the ship of the dead. Even the above materials are also decomposed together. It was as if this person had never appeared in World of Warships. Qin Tian, who has been a human for 2 lifetimes, doesn't feel much about these things. Because he had never teamed up with anyone in his previous life. so he didn't experience that kind of scene. But the fleet that reports to the regiment to keep warm is different. This week has been a real nightmare. Wake up every morning. You can find that the companion who was by your side yesterday disappeared early in the morning. How could this not frighten them? I didn't dare to sleep much for several days in a row. I am afraid that the next person to encounter misfortune is myself. But after today, the cold weather is coming to an end. They finally saw the light. 18%. Chapter 93 Novice Level, Pirate Attack. In the evening, night fell. I saw Qin Tian happily standing in front of the center console and looking outside after dinner. Many people in the live broadcast room also followed suit and looked forward to it. Hey, let me go, this severe cold and heavy snow are finally saying goodbye. It's really not easy. For 5 or 6 days, almost all the chosen ones in the Novice Sea territory have never stepped outside. I feel bored watching the live broadcast, let alone their parties. Content yourself. It's good to be able to live, and still feel bored. I estimate that this time the severe cold weather will freeze tens of thousands of people to death. God bless. Fortunately, nothing happened to those God-chosen who awakened advanced talents in our Eurasian Federation. Vanessa from the Rooster Country was lucky enough to get close to Qin Tian from the Yanlong Country, and she survived the severe cold smoothly. On Qin Tian's side, can someone from Rooster Kingdom tell me what's going on? Brothers of the Eurasian Federation, you don't have to think about it. This Vanessa is one of the first college students in our Rooster Country to advocate borderless. She was an orphan since she was a child and grew up in a monastery. There is nothing we can do about her behavior inside. Also, what Vanessa awakened is the SS level group enhancing talent. I hope she has the gods who bind our Rooster Kingdom in it. See this. Countless people from the Eurasian Federation couldn't help but curse secretly in their hearts. These are some human sufferings. A super chosen who has awakened the SS level group enhancing talent is actually a nationalist. Are you sure this isn't a joke? And in World of Warships, Qin Tian tonight is not the same as the day when the polar night arrives. Lie on the bed and sleep soundly. Instead, like countless God-chosen ones, he stood quietly in his cabin, waiting for the end of the severe cold weather. He wants to see what will happen in the next 2 days. After the severe cold in the last life, they were directly sent into the real world of warships. But now because of the extremely hot weather, it is 2 days earlier. They still have to stay in this Novice Sea area for 2 more days. And this made Qin Tian, a reborn person, completely at a loss as to what to do at this moment. We can only wait quietly to see what will happen. After midnight, I saw that the snow goose feathers flying all over the sky suddenly began to shrink. Then it stopped after just a minute or two. The cloud then cleared. The long-lost full moon appeared on the starry sky with endless light. Sprinkle the cold silver glow to the sea. See this scene. The remaining tens of thousands of gods chosen in the Novice Sea area all immediately laid down beside the window excitedly. His eyes stared at the sky for a moment. It's coming. It's finally coming. In their view. Next, as long as it is not severe cold and even more terrifying extreme cold weather. In addition, they can accept it no matter what the weather is. The 5 days after the severe cold. It really is like years for them. Just waited for a while. Nothing special happened outside either. Just like the polar night weather last time. As if nothing happened. Would it be another 2 days of polar night? Someone expressed his guess curiously. I don't know, if 2 days of polar nights are not bad, at least I don't have to go through the torment of those hot, hurricane and heavy rain weather. I also hope that it is the polar night, so that I can have a good rest. After about 10 minutes of waiting. From the outside, it seems that nothing really happened. Qin Tian was too lazy to wait any longer. I looked at the situation within 100 kilometers from the radar screen. After seeing that there are no other chosen ones, he lay down on the recliner and closed his eyes and fell asleep directly. Ding, 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 morning. Qin Tian was awakened by a loud siren. Not just him. All the living gods chosen in the Novice Sea territory were awakened by this loud sound at this moment. Attention all chosen ones. Attention all chosen ones. Pirates will start attacking your ships in 10 minutes. Please prepare for battle, all chosen ones. Attention all chosen ones. Attention all chosen ones. Pirates will start attacking your ships in 10 minutes. Please prepare for battle, all chosen ones. This pirate invasion is divided into 3 waves. The top 3 chosen ones who destroyed the 3 waves of pirates in the shortest time will receive generous killing rewards. Hear the words of the will of the planet. The eyes of all the chosen ones suddenly became warm. Kill pirates, although there is a certain danger. But for God's chosen who almost everyone has a ship crossbow. It doesn't seem like an impossible task. As long as the rewards are generous. And Qin Tian laughed easily after hearing the words of the will of the planet. It seems that these 3 waves of pirates are the final level of the novice sea area. It's just that this doesn't seem to be a challenge for him. You must know that his ship is a gunboat with 3 naval guns. If this does not take the first place, wouldn't all the materials he spent be in vain? After a simple wash of the face, Qin Tian immediately came to the battleship's fire control system and pressed the start button. Follow his operation. The 3 naval guns began to turn up and down, left and right. Soon the white snow covering it was shaken off. The pirates have arrived on the battlefield. Please be a God-chosen person to prepare the battle plan. Just like that, the beep of the will of the planet sounded again. Qin Tian hastily raised his head and looked forward. Sure enough, he saw a large gunboat flying a pirate flag slowly heading towards him through the waves a few kilometers away. Gunboat. Looking at the opponent's battleship, Qin Tian slightly had a guess in his heart. He opened the world chat channel to check. Sure enough, someone above was discussing the pirate ship they encountered. I'm dizzy, I thought it was so difficult, but it turned out like this. My boat is a careful fishing boat, and the other side is also a small fishing boat with a pirate flag flying. I feel that this is completely a sub-question. Money is good. Look at those snarky speeches in the channel. Qin Tian just frowned slightly. He didn't think the will of the planet would let them pass the test so easily. Boom, boom, boom. And at this moment, the pirate gunboat in the distance suddenly started firing cannons one after another. A stream of water jets began to fall continuously around the Qin Tian gunboat in no time. A shell or 2 fell on the deck. They dealt 60 or 70 points of damage respectively. Yo, how dare you do it first? Seeing this, Qin Tian did not want to be outdone, so he operated on the central control. The radar system instantly locked on the exact location of the pirate ship. Then the 3 naval guns let out a deafening roar at the same time. Completely cover the position of the pirate ship. It can be seen from the screen of the radar scanning imaging. 4 of the 6 shells hit the pirate ship. A series of damage values immediately floated above it. 19%. Chapter 94. Is it reasonable that the gunboat has the blood of a destroyer? -153, -42, -45, -161. Look at these weakened attacks. Qin Tian couldn't help frowning slightly. Is this an NPC temporarily created by the will of the planet? When did the will of the planet have this ability? As far as he knows, Planet Will has the ability to create a large copy of Pirate Y Island even later. That's also a year later. Etc. Could it be because of those lizard men? A flash of inspiration suddenly appeared in Qin Tian's mind. He thought of the tall tower built in the center of the island, with signal lights flashing from time to time. Could it be that the tower built by the alien race suppresses the ability of the planet's will? It seems that the newcomer from the Lighthouse Empire in the previous life completed the only mission in the Novice Sea territory. Only then did Planet Will have the ability to open large dungeons by itself. In the past, World of Warships followed the natural development. Qin Tian, who felt that he had realized the truth, saw how powerful this NPC was. Thinking that the 237 naval guns may have insufficient ammunition, he simply let the fire control system aim and fire on its own. And he himself opened the door of the cab with the advanced 57mm armor-piercing bullet that he made before and walked out. 917 hadn't had fresh air outside for nearly a week. 1 out, blown by the cool sea breeze. Qin Tian stretched unconsciously. Then he raised his head and closed his eyes and took a deep breath. As a result, the 3 naval guns below fired at the same time. A strong smell of gunpowder directly drilled into his nostrils along the sea breeze. The strong smell of gunpowder caught him instantly. One thing to say, the smell of gunpowder is still very good. Move your neck. Qin Tian quickly went down to the cabin below the deck with the cannonball in his arms. He first went to the ammunition bay of the nearest double 37 naval gun at the bow. Consumable pieces of metal complete its autoloader. Then came the orange double 57mm naval gun ammunition bay. After putting the armor-piercing bullet in his hand into the automatic loader, he also consumed 4,000 low-quality metal pieces to fill it with 200 advanced armor-piercing bullets. Finally, I went to the ammunition bay of another double 37 naval gun to fill up the automatic loader. Then he returned to the deck. The naval guns continued to roar. I don't know if it's because the other party is an NPC. The hit rate is surprisingly high. BBAB. He stood on this deck for about 10 seconds. Surprisingly, 4 shells have blown shallow craters on the deck. Even if the radar scanning imaging function is not used at this time. He could see the large gunboat flying the pirate flag a few kilometers away with his naked eyes alone. Eyes narrowed. He directly used the talent skill, Divine Detective Technique, towards the opponent. Name: Elite Pirate Gunship, Large. M. 2055 6/1000. See this amount of blood. Qin Tian couldn't help but looked up at the clear blue sky. The will of the planet really does not let him take advantage of any loopholes. It is said that the evaluation time is the shortest to score. Then I got him a large elite gunboat with 6,000 health. This is the first wave. The next second wave and the third wave may be a few pirate ships. It seems that there is a high probability that he will not be able to get the reward of the shortest time. Sure enough, this is not a game. The will of the planet will not allow him to have the kind of loophole that a cannon hits a small wooden boat. Shook his head. Qin Tian immediately returned to the control room. Looking through the front window, the pirate ship in the distance suddenly burst into flames and began to explode after another 5 or 6 shots. Qin Tian knew that he had dealt sacrifice damage. Sure enough, after successive explosions, the opponent's large gunboat began to sink slowly. Then the voice of the will of the planet sounded. Congratulations to the captain for completing the first wave of challenges. There are still 3 minutes before the arrival of the next wave of pirates. Qin Tian didn't dare to waste time after seeing it. Immediately consume wood to start repairing your warship. At this moment, he looked helplessly at the 2 blueprints he had put aside. To be precise, it is ordinary ship figure blueprint. If I make this big baby advanced, the battleship can immediately gain 100 more attack power and 2000 more HP. If there is this bonus, maybe he can still have some hope. Pity. On the sea. 3 minutes passed in a flash. Soon the voice of the will of the planet rang again. The pirates have arrived on the battlefield. Please prepare for the battle. Qin Tian listened. Immediately manipulate the radar to scan an image. Then see a few nautical miles away. 2 elite pirate ships broke through the waves and sailed slowly towards here. It is as expected. See this scene. Qin Tian also lost his temper. We can only continue to activate the fire control system for positioning and bombardment. The muzzles of the 3 naval guns began to emit puff after puff of white smoke. Through the front window glass, one can see that the hulls of the 2 pirate gunboats burst out from time to time with clusters of flames. Even if there are splashes of water around, it's not too far from their hull. It can be seen that the accuracy of the enhanced radar and fire control system is indeed very powerful. This somewhat gave Qin Tian some spiritual comfort. Ha ha ha, the will of the planet is indeed fair. Our seated chosen Simon has already started fighting the 3rd wave of pirates, but your Qin Tian is still fighting the 2nd wave. Our Chu Mingji has also started to play the 3rd wave. Ha ha, it seems that our Dayan Mingji Oppa can also occupy a reward seat. Why Rugud, you have to do this. The challenge of planetary will's innovation this time is very good, fair and just. Are you Yanlong people dumbfounded this time? My own feet. Ha ha ha. Cut. A group of guys who have never seen the world. We are talking about dragons, and Qin Shen is not the only one chosen by God. That is, you probably don't know, our goddess Nangong had already finished fighting the 3rd wave of pirate leaders 2 minutes ago. What? Impossible. Fake. I searched and looked at it just now, and the woman is really finished fighting. Bah gah, how could she be so fast? In the studio. The foreign devils who were still a little gloating at this moment were full of deep doubts and puzzles. And in World of Warships, the sound of booming cannons continued. After a few minutes of high-intensity combat, Qin Tian finally ushered in his 3rd wave of pirate attacks. A small frigate-class pirate leader. Have to say, the fighting power of the NPC created by the will of the planet based on his own fighting power is different. Qin Tian's ship's 9,000 blood volume was wiped out after more than 4,000. Only then did he sink the opponent. It's just that although Qin Tian's time consumption definitely missed the top 3. But all the foreign devils who witnessed the battle in the live broadcast room were not happy at all. Too strong. 19%. Chapter 95 Is Qin Tian a child of a plane, or an illegitimate child of the will of the planet? Why did the Yanlong Empire come in with such a monster this time? The combat power of that pirate leader frigate should be equivalent to the weakened version of Qin Tian's large gunboat that was directly castrated after being promoted to a frigate. But even so, the frigate of the pirate leader still showed that it was not weaker than ordinary small destroyers. A frigate has the strength of a destroyer. What a horrible thing. But even so, the frigate of the pirate leader was overturned by Qin Tian's large gunboat. What an insane combat power. And some people who are proficient in calculations have almost figured out the blood volume of Qin Tian's large gunboat. No less than 9,000 blood. What is this concept? The HP of a normal large destroyer is estimated to be slightly higher than this a little bit. Qin Tian's large gunboat has a blood volume comparable to that of a large destroyer. Is this reasonable? Such a synthesis. Doesn't that mean waiting for Qin Tian's large gunboat to be promoted to a small frigate? Immediately have the strength to single out or even overthrow ordinary large destroyers. With this discovery, it's no wonder that these foreign devils can be happy. This pirate invasion event has ended. Congratulations to every god chosen who survived. You will receive a corresponding level of defense package. The top 3 candidates who took the shortest time this time will be rewarded with the top 3 rewards on the leaderboard. Please pay attention to check. Tomorrow will start the damage competition of Sea Emperor Glasgow. Please prepare in advance. With the voice of the planet's will, it fell. A virtual panel immediately appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Above are the top 3 rankings and rewards for this pirate invasion event. First place. Nangongla Yanlong Empire, 3 minutes and 12 seconds, a gold-level blueprint treasure box is specially rewarded. Second place. Karl Lot Lighthouse Empire, 3 minutes and 45 seconds, special reward 1 epic material treasure box. The third place. Chumingji Great Cold, at 4 minutes and 08 seconds, with a special reward of 1 high-level material treasure box. Fake. Why is the girl from Yanlong Empire the first place? Damn it, the will of this planet must have been mistaken. Even that Qin Tian didn't make the list. What should a woman from the Yanlong Empire do? Baga, there is definitely something tricky in this. It must be that this woman got something good from that Qin Tian in some way. In the chat channel, many foreign devils could not accept this fact at all. Even if Qin Tian takes the first place, they complained a few words at most and accepted it. Because in the face of the absolute strength gap of large gunboats, no matter how unwilling they are, they have no confidence to shout. But what the hell is this woman named Nangongla? The only thing that left an impression was that she came out a few days ago and said a few good words for Qin Tian. What else is there to achieve? But she was just such an ordinary woman who couldn't be more ordinary. Actually won the first place in the pirate invasion event. No one can accept this. It must have been the severe cold days. This Nangongla didn't know what kind of shady deal he had with that Qin Tian, or he couldn't explain this situation at all. No matter what other people think. At this moment, Qin Tian walked out of the control room with a look of surprise, and settled down on the bow deck. Because the defense package issued by the will of the planet just suddenly appeared there. The reason why Qin Tian was surprised. It was because he found that the flashing color of the treasure chest seemed to be purple. The participation award for an event actually gave out a purple treasure box. Is the will of the planet that has recovered some energy so arrogant? Out of curiosity, Qin Tian directly opened the chat channel. I want to see what the other chosen ones have offered. Damn, what is this defense gift bag for? 100 low-quality wood, 100 low-quality plastic, 50 points of high-quality metal sheet. Am I short of these supplies now? Hee hee, what good things do you want to get out of a small treasure chest that doesn't even have a color? Fake, that's true. It's said to be a treasure chest, but in my opinion, it's actually a better material barrel. Tisk tisk, are you guys so miserable? I'm better, at least 10 loaves were opened out of it. Qin Tian narrowed his eyes involuntarily when he saw this. What's the situation? The other gods chosen seem to be very common rewards. The reason why I am so special. Is it because of being appreciated by the will of the planet? Tut tut, it seems that it is still very beneficial to have a familiar face. Otherwise, he must be just an ordinary small treasure chest. How could there be such a treatment as a purple treasure chest? It is clear, this purple treasure chest is his compensation from the will of the planet. Anyway, tomorrow there will be a challenge similar to the world boss. At that time, the competition is the damage value. Ask for flowers. He didn't believe that he still couldn't get the first place. Focus on the purple treasure chest in front of you. He grabbed the lid of the treasure chest and lifted it vigorously. Immediately, the voice of the planets will began to ring in his ears. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining 3,000 fine wood. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining the fine linen 3,000. Congratulations to the captain for getting 1,000 stones. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining 3,000 fine metal pieces. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining the excellent plastic 3,000. In the studio, the countless foreign devils who saw this scene exploded in an instant. Whatfuck, what's going on with this purple treasure chest? Yeah, why is it that everyone else is a small treasure chest with no quality, but this Qintian can get an epic material treasure chest? Could it be that the will of the planet still treats them differently? Haha, Qin Shen newbie, if I hadn't been watching Qin Shen's live broadcast from the beginning, I would have doubted whether Qin was the illegitimate child of the planet's will. Oh, is this the aura of the protagonist? I feel that God Qin is the son of the plane of our world. In the studio, the foreign devils are frantic and angry. The people of Yanlong are delighted. And world of warships. Qin Tian looked at the piles of brand new supplies that appeared on the deck and nodded with a satisfied smile. A surprise treasure chest can open so many supplies. It's already pretty good. After all, these are all high-quality materials. Converted into low-quality grades, it is directly tens of thousands of units. And the 1,000 units of stones mixed in are also very precious. No more management of these materials. Qin Tian looked at the deck and the hull of the ship, where there were hundreds of holes, large and small, that were bombed. Helpless, it can only consume thousands of units of high-quality wood and hundreds of units of high-quality metal pieces for repairs. Have to say, the frigate of the pirate leader is really ruthless. Most of these bumpy scars were blasted out by the opponent's naval guns and anti-ship missiles. In several of them the cabins below were almost visible. After restoring the ship to a new look, Qin Tian immediately moved the water purifier out of the control room. Then used the rope to retie the two large iron buckets. Start to connect the water purifier with seawater to let it continue to work. Dee. And at this moment, but Qin Tian's mind suddenly sounded the notification tone of the private message. 19%. Chapter 96 Genesis Class Water Purifier. Hear the notification tone for the private message. Qin Tian stopped his hands and opened it to have a look. Discovery is Nangong La. Hi, boss, thank you so much. If it wasn't for your mythical crossbow, I wouldn't have gotten such a good ranking in this event. Boss, this is the blueprint I got out of the treasure chest this time, can you see what you need? As soon as the other party came up, there were all kinds of thanks. After thanking, the transaction interface was launched directly. After putting 5 drawings on it, just click the confirm button in advance. It can be said to be full of sincerity. Qin Tian saw this. I couldn't help but feel a little relieved in my heart. Anyway, he is in World of Warships in this life. People currently in contact with Li Yangming, Vanessa, and Nangongla, his little fan girl, all have pretty good personalities. It belongs to the kind of 740 who can make deep friends. Put your eyes on those 5 drawings. He was also curious about the planetary consciousness recovering some energy. How much help can the first-time activity provide to the newcomers gods chosen? After all, they are grasshoppers in the same boat. The will of the planet definitely hopes that the gods chosen bred in its own world will be as strong as possible. Follow his mind to sweep away. The names of the 5 blueprints are displayed. Epic Furnace Blueprint. Advanced Wooden Bed Drawing. Wooden Bowl Synthesis Skill Book. Epic Water Purifier Blueprint. Epic Dual 57mm Naval Gun Drawings. Gone. After seeing the names of these 5 drawings. Even though Qin Tian 3 is a human being. At this moment, he couldn't help but marvel at the other party's luck. This is 2F King European. 5 drawings. 3 of them are actually epic. Not to mention that the other party had issued shipyard drawings before. Think about it this way. This girl's hidden lucky value attribute is simply the full attribute value of max. How else would you be so lucky? Without any hesitation, Qin Tian directly selected Epic Water Purifier Blueprint and Epic Double 57mm Naval Gun Blueprint. After completing this wave of transactions, Qin Tian sent a private channel to the other party. I'll trade you a water purifier later. I'll use the dual 57mm naval guns first. After you upgrade the gunboat, I might be able to return you a better one. Received a message from Qin Tian. Nangong La replied immediately. No need, big brother, if you have extra water purifiers, just buy me a water purifier, and the naval gun blueprint will be my thank you gift. After all, without your mythical ship crossbow, I can't get it so many good things. Qin Tian didn't say any more. Instead, he directly used the divine detective technique to look at the blueprint of the water purifier in his hand. Item: Epic Water Purifier Blueprint. Quality: Purple. Capacity: 1000 liters. Production requirements: low quality wood 3000, low quality metal sheet 2000, low quality plastic 3000. Efficacy: it can be used to make a water purifier that purifies 100 liters of seawater into 30 liters of water every 3 hours. Ordinary advancement: low quality wood 5000, low quality metal sheet 4000, low quality plastic 5000, can be advanced into an orange legendary water purifier. High quality goods advanced: ordinary wood 4000, ordinary metal sheet 3000, ordinary plastic 4000, can be advanced into a red mythical water purifier. Advanced advancement: 5000 high quality wood, 4000 high quality metal sheet, 5000 high quality plastic, can be advanced into a colorful water purifier. Hiss. When you see the last advanced level of the water purifier. Qin Tian's pupils suddenly contracted and enlarged. Then his hands trembled uncontrollably. Just his legendary water purifier that can filter 100 liters of seawater into 10 liters of fresh water every hour. It can easily feed a dozen people without any problem. Then how terrifying is this colorful water purifier? You must know the advanced urine sex with the supernatural detective technique. Any item as long as it can be advanced. Then the more advanced to the end. The improvement effect brought about will increase exponentially. Without any hesitation, Qin Tian directly ran to the cabin below the deck and began to collect high-quality supplies. After the materials are combined enough, he came on deck. Looking at the epic water purifier blueprint in his hand, he chose to use it. The production of a Genesis-level water purifier requires 5,000 high-quality wood, 4,000 high-quality metal sheets, and 5,000 high-quality plastics. Do you want to make it? Yes. Qin Tian nodded with excitement and anticipation in his eyes. With the epic-grade water purifier blueprint in hand, the materials on the deck and the synthesized materials in the cabin disappeared. Soon, in front of him, a super-huge water purifier with a height of 3 meters and a width of about 6 or 7 meters appeared. When this water purifier appeared, not to mention Qin Tian was dumbfounded. Even everyone in the studio was dumbfounded. My God, is this an epic water purifier? Xie, shit epic water purifier, you said it is a large-scale industrial water purifier in a water plant, I believe it, I bet, that epic blueprint can never make such a big guy. 1. I said at the beginning that the talent of this Yanlong man is tricky, now you should believe it. Baga, how can our God-chosen play? What is the difference between this talent and hacking? Protest. I strongly request the will of the planet to erase this talent of Qin Tian. This talent is simply a bug in the balance of World of Warships. Little devil, are you stupid? Are you trying to laugh at me to death? The will of the planet obviously cannot influence the awakening talents of the chosen ones, and the more talented God Qin is, the faster his strength improves, and the more confident he will be in dealing with the possible errors in the future. Faced with this situation, the planet it's too late for will to be happy. Do you think she might get rid of God Qin's talent? Hee, this is the bad nature of the little devils. They don't care whether your world is doomsday or not. In a narrow sense, they only care whether our Yanlong Empire will live better than them. In the world, once the situation is unfavorable, I think it is very likely that they will be the first to turn against the enemy. In the live broadcast room, there was a wonderful debate quickly around whether the Little Devil's chosen one would turn against the Zarians in the future. In World of Warships, after Qin Tian observed around this Chuang 2.7 world-class water purifier, then excitedly opened the property panel of the water purifier in front of him. Item: Genesis Water Purifier. Quality: colorful. Capacity: unlimited. Efficacy: it can filter 1 ton of seawater into 800 liters of fresh water within 1 minute. Introduction: this is a super water purifier that does not require you to add seawater at all. Just place the straw in the sea, and it has solar and hydroelectric power generation functions, which can provide you with sufficient fresh water without limit. Note: for every unit of ordinary plastic consumed, 1 square meter of water pipe can be installed to provide free water for your ship. I'm fine. This is too much. After reading the introduction of this water purifier, Qin Tian no longer knew what words he should use to describe his own mood at the moment. I just feel that a better life in the future is beckoning to him. 19%. Chapter 97. Pull the water pipe, the Genesis-class naval gun. With this guy, don't you have to worry about taking a bath every day? See here. Qin Tian immediately moved the Genesis-grade water purifier to the cabin below the deck. After finding a suitable place to install it, he then consumed ordinary plastic and began to pull the water pipes square meter by square meter. This scene made everyone who watched the live broadcast a little confused. What is this Qin Tian doing? Hey, are you blind? This is obviously a water pipe. Xie, of course I know he is working on the water pipes, but the question is that the water purifier is really so powerful, can it support him to solve the water problem of the entire battleship? Some Gentiles asked the voices of countless people. But no one can answer them. Qin Tian walked through the cabins consuming ordinary plastics. He first made the water pipes for the kitchen and dining room. Then make 2 public toilets, 1 male and 1 female, and the water pipes of 2 public bathrooms. Immediately afterwards, he pulled the water pipes for the 5 provisional cabins. Among them is his lounge. Because the lounge is big enough, he even directly separated 11 into a bathroom that integrates toilet and shower. After finishing the cabin below, he pulled the water pipe down to the shipbuilding of the battleship. Say nothing else. At least it's convenient to get a drink of water. I have to say that the laws created by the planets are really convenient. He only needs to move the water pipe with his own thoughts. They all automatically buried in the deck. It is beautiful and does not take up extra space. This saved Qin Tian a lot of things. Checked it out. Make sure the plumbing is all done. Qin Tian went down to the bottom of the cabin, looking at the Genesis level water purifier that has already started running in the distance. He reached for the empty bottle to the tap. Just unscrew the valve. I saw extremely clear water flowing out of it. Close the valve. He raised his head and took a sip of the water in the bottle. Sweet and refreshing. It is drinkable fresh water. And the taste is much better than the water filtered by the legendary water purifier he drank before. In the studio, after seeing Qin Tian unscrew the valve, the clean water with high pressure really flowed out from it. Countless people were shocked immediately. Oh, it's really okay to buy karma. I think this Yanlong man has built a restaurant kitchen, a bathroom, and even a bathroom. Is this guy planning to let his soldiers take a bath every day? Impossible. This is too extravagant. How many God-chosen are still living below the food and clothing line of water resources? This Qin Sheng is actually going to take a bath every day. Let's not talk about the God's chosen one. As far as our current water resources are concerned, I might not even be able to take a bath once a week. Seeing that the water purifier and the water pipes are completely done, Qin Tian came to his legendary water purifier. With a thought, opened Nangongle's profile picture. Directly initiated the transaction interface towards the other party. Put this legendary water purifier on it. The other side quickly chose to agree. Opening square bracket question mark closing square bracket. Then 5 seconds passed. A series of question marks came over. Boss, did you make a mistake? What I gave you is the blueprint of an epic water purifier. Why did you trade me 10 legendary water purifiers? Boss, did you make a mistake? There is no mistake in the transaction. This one is for you, you can use it. Qin Tian replied casually, on a certain fishing boat in the Novice Sea area. Looking at this message, Nangongle only felt a little confused. I clearly traded an epic blueprint to the boss. As a result, the boss changed hands and returned me a legendary water purifier. Q. Am I earning or losing? Answer. You still need to ask. That must have paid off. Nangongle repeatedly confirmed that his eyes were not blurred on the private message interface, and he did not read wrongly. She asked tentatively again, Boss, did you really see clearly? What you traded to me is a legendary water purifier, a legendary water purifier. Qin Tian, looking at the other party's cautious appearance. He almost couldn't help laughing out loud. It seems that I didn't make it clear. The other party estimated that today is not a good day. Then he replied with an affirmative and very certain statement. I am very sure that what I traded to you is a legendary water purifier, use it, and don't ask me again. Seeing that Qin Tian himself said it was legendary. Only then did Nangongle feel completely relieved. Then I found a place with good geomantic omen, and happily installed the water purifier. She saw that the water-filled indicator light was on. She immediately filled one from the empty plastic bottle. He drank it in one gulp. Comfortable. And when she opened the property panel of the water purifier, it was found that this water purifier can not only produce 18 bottles of drinking water per hour. There are even 2 charging methods, solar energy and hydroelectric power. She went crazy, singing and dancing happily on the deck. Cheered the title of, Long Live the God of Qin. Qin Tian, who didn't know about these things, took out the Epic Class Dual 57mm naval gun blueprint from his pocket at this time. Directly use Divine Detective Technique to check. Item. Epic Dual 57mm naval gun blueprint. Quality. Purple. Production requirements. 1000 inferior plastics, 1000 inferior metal sheets, 1000 inferior nails, 70 grade white shark teeth. Efficacy. It can be used to make dual 57mm dual-purpose naval guns of purple epic quality. Ordinary advancement. Low-quality plastic 3000, low-quality metal sheet 2000, low-quality nails 2000, great white shark teeth 100, can be advanced to orange legendary dual 57mm naval guns. High-quality advanced. Ordinary plastic 3000, ordinary metal sheet 3000, ordinary nail 3000, top quality sea animal teeth 100, can be advanced to red mythical double 57mm naval gun 317, advanced, excellent plastic 4000, excellent metal sheet 3000, excellent nails 3000, top quality sea beast teeth 200, which can be advanced into colorful creation class 5mm naval guns. Yeah, after seeing the drawings of this pair of 57mm naval guns, they can also advance to the colorful creation class naval guns. Qin Tian immediately clenched his fist and waved it vigorously. His orange naval gun now has 188 attack. Then wait for this Genesis class naval gun to be remanufactured. Can these two naval guns alone be able to blast a large fishing boat with one shot? Even if it can't detonate, it is estimated that it will be directly smashed into blood. Ha ha ha, cool. Thinking of this, Qin Tian couldn't help showing a smile on his face. It's just that after he carefully read the materials needed for production, Qin Tian could only shake his head helplessly. Not to mention that there are not enough metal sheets. The teeth of 200 top-grade sea beasts alone make him helpless. Ordinary shark teeth are fine. Those sharks can often be found on the flat map of the Divine Detective Technique. And even the elite grade white shark, as long as they are willing to travel a little more, they can get it quickly. But only the teeth of this top-grade sea beast. That is really something that can be met but not sought after. Even if there are bids from all over the world channels. Unless you offer far more than the value of the tooth. Otherwise no one would sell this thing. 19%. Chapter 98. The Sea Emperor event is coming, the handsome Qin Tian shook his head. Put away the blueprint of the naval gun. Qin Tian then went back to the control room and made himself a grilled fish steak plus cucumber lunch and started to eat it in big mouthfuls. After eating and drinking, naturally, he couldn't be idle after being held back for nearly a week. Open the plain map of Divine Detective Technique in my mind. Unlock the hold button of the thruster. Controlling the battleship, he began to sail wildly within a radius of 30 nautical miles. Crazy until sunset in the afternoon. Qin Tian, who opened more than a dozen material barrels, fixed the propeller. Go back to the control room and take out the recliner. Just lie flat on the recliner, slowly swaying to enjoy the infinite beauty of the sunset. Wait until the bloody setting sun sets. Night gradually enveloped the entire sea area. Only then did Qin Tian return to the control room. After grilling a few pieces of flying fish for himself, he ate them. He just danced some kicks in the control room to pass the time. It feels like the live broadcast room is almost closed. He took the general officer's uniform and teeth-brushing tools from the wooden box and went down to the cabin. With the help of the dim yellow lights that come with the upgrade of the ship, Qin Tian returned to the lounge. Strip yourself off right away. Went into the bathroom and began to shower under the crude plum shower head. Warm water washes over him. It not only washed away the full dirt. At the same time, it also washed away all his fatigue and boredom in the recent period. Been washing for about an hour. Only then did he walk out contentedly. Then lie on the long-lost Arglue bed. Looking at the bright moonlight outside the porthole, he fell into a deep sleep after a while. The next day, Qin Tian, who was looking forward to fighting the boss, woke up early in the morning. Finished washing. Seriously, with both hands, he smoothed back the jet black hair that covered his eyes. Then he took out the general's uniform. Put on your white shirt and button it up. Put on dark blue trousers and shiny military boots, and then put the big cap on your head. Instantly, a handsome general who is full of masculinity and perseverance will appear on the stage. As the saying goes, people rely on clothes and horses rely on saddles. Qin Tian's appearance is extremely handsome, and his figure is still a standard inverted triangle figure. Now put on this set of general's uniform similar to that of Earth Deer. The whole person's aura immediately changed drastically. Let people never forget, especially the strand of hair drooping in front of his forehead. It added a bit of evil charm and arrogance to him. When the live broadcast starts, nearly 10 million viewers all poured into Qin Tian's live broadcast room. Everyone was immediately amazed by Qin Tian's appearance in military uniform. My God, so handsome, is this Qin Tian from Yanlong Kingdom? This aura is simply too strong, handsome and manly. Oh, I really want him to conquer me. Ah, God, Qin is so handsome, Dad loves me. Don't talk about these women. Even many men were impressed by Qin Tian's domineering and arrogant look. Wow, Mom, Dad looks so handsome. In a residential building in Zhongzhou, Qin Xiaoxiao, who slept late at home on weekends, was watching Qin Tian's appearance on the live broadcast screen at the dining table, and her two round, big black eyes were shining brightly. Well, it's really handsome. Mu Ningxie, with jet black hair, disheveled and glamorous appearance, looked at the explicit remarks in the live broadcast room and nodded with a half smile. Amidst the exclamation and discussion of everyone in the live broadcast room, the Novice C area finally ushered in the last test of the novice period. Attention all God chosen. Sea King Glasgow will come to Novice C area in 5 minutes. All God chosen people are invited to enter the portal to meet the workers. The battle time is 15 minutes. Friendly reminder, during the event period, it is forbidden for the chosen ones to attack each other, and at the same time, pay attention to avoid the attack of the Sea Emperor Glasgow. If the ship is destroyed, or the blood volume is cleared, the chosen one will follow die. The top 3 God chosen who have the most damage to Sea Emperor Glasgow this time will receive generous rewards, and the first place will even be awarded the unique title of New Sea Overlord. God chosen, please prepare for the battle. With the grand voice of the planet's will, it fell. Qin Tian saw a huge portal emitting bright starlight slowly appearing not far away from him. Is this the portal? Qin Tian looked at the portal full of technology and starlight. My heart couldn't help but feel hot. As long as there are islands, an interstellar gate similar to this kind of portal will be built. My wife and daughter can come in and play once a month. So you must become stronger as soon as possible. Qin Tian clenched his fists with firm eyes. Then he manipulated the thrusters to drive the battleship into the portal. With a sense of dizziness of weightlessness, when his eyes are bright again, he found himself in an unfamiliar sea crowded with thousands of fishing boats and a very few gunboats. On the periphery, there are still fishing boats appearing one after another with flashing golden lights. Originally, the appearance of 3 or 4 small gunboats among the tens of thousands of fishing boats was enough to attract attention. Now Qin Tian, a large gunboat of more than 40 meters, appeared. The originally noisy sea suddenly became silent. Then the next moment, countless gods chosen shouted with envy and jealousy. Fake, are you the Qin Tian of the Yanlong Empire? Fake squid, yellow monkey wishes you to die in this event. God Qin, I'm your fanboy, can you pass on your experience of rapid rise? Wow, God Qin is so handsome, how can he be so handsome? God Qin, look at me, my name is Irene, can I be your crew member? It's the kind of crew member who can meet any of your requirements. Baga, God is so unfair, why should this Yanlong be so handsome and talented? Hey, God Qin, you're here too. Great, I finally met a real person, I'm Vanessa. And at this moment, a large fishing boat suddenly squeezed some fishing boats along the way from not far away and drove here. Then a nice, penetrating voice sounded in Qin Tian's ear. Qin Tian turned his head to look. He saw a mixed-race beauty with brown hair and delicate facial features smiling and waving to greet him. Hi, Miss Vanessa, nice to meet you. Qin Tian nodded, and greeted with a polite smile on his face Zhao Diz. He is a family man. And Mu Ningxie must be watching the live broadcast at this time. He didn't want to kneel on the washboard after building the Stargate. In the severe winter, I really thank you for the fish soup, otherwise I don't know if I can get through that week. Miss Vanessa, you are being polite. After all, you also paid for the blueprint of the cannonball, and we are just exchanging equivalent value. Wow, it's really great to finally see you, boss. Ah, why are you so handsome, boss? Much more handsome than your avatar. And just then it was cold. Another large fishing boat squeezed over. Qin Tian looked sideways. I couldn't help laughing. I saw a beautiful young girl full of vigor and sunshine appearing not far away. It is Nangong La. Then not a minute passed. The hot-blooded and handsome Li Yangming also ran over in his fishing boat. An event. Let the four of them meet in the sea for the first time in a real sense. 20%. Chapter 99. Qin Tian hit them all with one shot. But in Qin Tian they are not far away. Blonde, with strands of hair sticking to the top of his head. Carl Lowe, who has completely lost the noble temperament of the past. Standing on the small gunboat that he just upgraded yesterday, he looked at Qin Tian, who was talking and laughing with the three of them. His eyes were full of jealousy. If it was before, relying on the fleet of hundreds of people he pulled together with his own hands, he has the confidence to show off his might in front of Qin Tian. But it has experienced the ravages of polar night and severe cold. His fleet has already fallen below the 100-man mark. In addition, more than 20 people died in response to the pirate attack yesterday. At this moment, he couldn't bring himself to meet Qin Tian at all. As for going up to mock, say harsh words or something, he didn't even think about it. Going now, that is completely self-defeating. See what the other person is wearing. Clean and tidy general uniform. Look at him again. It's like a beggar who has been begging on the streets for more than a month. Wouldn't it be giving away the head if you went up, deliberately sticking your face over to let the opponent hit you? Boss, here we don't need to paddle at all. You just use your thoughts to think about where you want to go, and the battleship will move by itself. Chatted for a while. Li Yangming hurriedly reminded Qin Tian as if he suddenly thought of something. Ah, yes, sir, it's really very convenient. I love this kind of operation, but it's a pity that it can only be used here at 110. Nangong La also nodded his head and said, sigh, there is no way. This should be a field created by the will of the planet alone, with special rules and blessings. After we get out of here, we will return to normal. Vanessa also expressed her guess. Qin Tian is naturally clear about these laws. Thoughts moved a little. His battleship moved slightly twice. This rule was completely invented by the will of the planet to allow the chosen one to better deal with the boss. But the speed doesn't change anything. It is still synchronized with the speed of the chosen ship's own ship. Sea Emperor Glasgow will arrive in Novice Sea area in 3 seconds. Please prepare for the battle. With the grand voice of the planet's will, it fell. Thousands of meters away, the sea level suddenly churned, with thunder and lightning. Then a huge vortex appeared. A strange fish with a body as large as a mountain and 12 scarlet eyes on its face rose slowly from the vortex. It has multiple pairs of huge and sharp fins on its back. A huge mouth full of sharp teeth. 6 extremely thick and slender tentacles kept swinging in the sky. Ocean Emperor Glasgow. Qin Tian looked at that body, which was bigger than 4 or 5 aircraft carriers combined. My God, it's so big. Are we sure we can handle it? I think I'd better just touch the fish, and if I go up, I'm probably going to die. That's right, let's just shoot a few boat crossbows at random in the back. As for the ranking, you don't even have to think about it. Listen to the arguments of those around you. Qin Tian curled his lips dismissively. The sea beast boss that appeared in World of Warships in the previous life. Which one is not the size of 20 or 30 aircraft carriers? Just this sea beast that has never been seen before. When I went there, I was really only worthy of carrying shoes for those sea beast bosses. It can only frighten newcomers by showing off its might in this novice sea. Be careful yourselves. Pay attention to the 6 tentacles. I'll shoot them a few shots first. Qin Tian finished talking to the 3 of them. Then he controlled the battleship with his mind to stay away from them. The first reward this time actually has a unique title. This was something Qin Tian never expected. There is no title in World of Warships right now. This kind of title that not only shows identity but also represents glory is a function that will only appear next year in the previous life. As soon as it appeared, it aroused the pursuit and heated discussion of all the gods chosen. Because this kind of title, which is similar to a title, can not only increase the attributes of the battleship itself. Some can even increase the attributes of the God's Chosen One, and then also enhance the strength of the God's Chosen One bound in this world. It can be said that a noble and good title can strengthen a God's Chosen by 365 degrees without dead ends. It seemed as he had guessed. The existence of the Zarians before limited many abilities and recovery speeds of the will of the planet. Now he has pulled out the cancer 1 year ahead of schedule. Let many things appear in advance. Qin Tian was bound to win the first place. Now there is the reward of the only title of Shinhai Overlord, BBAH. Then he is naturally more concerned. Qin Tian returned to the control room and operated on the center console. With the fire control system turned on, All 3 naval guns adjusted their orientation and began to aim. Wait until everything is ready. The fire control system directly controls the dual 57mm naval guns with an effective range of 10,000 meters to launch an attack. Boom, boom, boom. The hull shook lightly, and the cannons roared, accompanied by the repeated expansion and contraction of the barrel. A faint blue smoke began to float in front of the 2 muzzles with smoke eliminators installed. Instantly, groups of flames erupted from Sea Emperor Glasgow's body. Every flame explodes. It must be accompanied by a scarlet damage value of -188 floating from above its head. Such a sudden scene immediately stunned all the gods chosen around. Including Carl's eyes widened. Fuck. What's the situation? There are at least 7 or 8 kilometers between them. Is that how your cannon starts to go off? And the damage is still so high. What is the quality of your naval gun? I made a lot of crazy complaints in my heart. Carl hurriedly steered his gunboat and moved forward quickly with the large army. His twin 37mm naval guns have an effective range of 4,000 meters. You have to sail forward for nearly half the distance before you can get it and start firing. Woo woo woo. Woo woo woo. And the huge Glasgow in the distance was bombarded by Qin Tian's fierce artillery fire. Where will I sit still? I saw his 6 tentacles that were tens of meters long waving wildly. After making a strange humming from his mouth, he quickly swam towards here with countless waves. This scene made the god chosen who were driving the fishing boat feel their scalps go numb. But they had to bite the bullet and meet them again. The distance between the 2 sides quickly entered a distance of 4 kilometers. Same as Qin Tian. The other 3 small gunboats present all stopped at this time. Then he began to control a naval gun on his battleship and began to attack. Because it is a small gunboat, the fire control system has not been unlocked yet. So they can only personally control a dual 37mm naval gun to fire. In other words, Glasgow is huge. Otherwise, Qin Tian would doubt whether they could hit the target. After glancing at them lightly, Qin Tian was too lazy to pay attention. The 3 naval guns adjusted their direction and began to fire in salvo. The series of scarlet damage of -188, 68, and -188 almost blinded the eyes of all the gods chosen present. Compared with his 648 damage in one wave, the damage of the poor -41 and -41 of the other 3 ships is really too shabby. Falca, I really wonder if I experience the same world as that Yanlong man. Indeed, this is not at the same level at all. The opponent's naval guns are obviously high-quality naval guns. Well, don't think about being the first, just try to get second or third. Ha ha ha, God Qin is so awesome, the power of one of the cannons alone is as powerful as the sum of the damage of the other foreign devil gunboats. Curiosity. Then click on the title interface. Look at the activatable options behind Shinhai Overlord the Only. With a direct thought, he chose to activate the child. With a direct thought, he chose to activate the child. With a direct thought.